Hey guys, Sean here. Welcome to the F1 Word and to the race watch along for the 2025 United States Grand Prix. Hopefully, everything crossed. This is going to be a great race, and hopefully the championship continues to get spicy. That's all I need to see. That's all I want to see. I hope you're having a good evening, morning, afternoon, wherever you are in the world. It's not too late in the UK today. 7:30 just gone. So all good here. Not as late as last night, but yeah, I've enjoyed the last couple of hours. It's been a lot of fun. Very happy. Let's not get into other sport, but very, very happy with some results today. So there we go. Can't complain. I'll do some shout outs in just a second as well, as always. Give you a chance to get here and say hello. And also a heads up as well. Or a reminder if you haven't already. A lot of you have, so thank you very much to everyone who did. But there's a link pinned in the chat for you to go and subscribe to my new second F1 channel. You can go and subscribe over there, and I'd appreciate the support. There'll be content on there, if not this coming week, certainly the week after. But I'm hoping to get some stuff out this week. We'll see how we go. It's all going to come down to managing my time. Because it's all changed for me, as you know, as you were here yesterday, you'll know all of that. So yeah, please do subscribe to the new channel, massively appreciate it, and to this one as well, of course, not just the new one, not just that one. So let's do some shout outs in chat. Hello to Fud, as always. Hey to Corner Wookie, to Scott, says a race I actually get to watch along with on TV. There you go. Good timing. Let's just say it won't be Rybina who drinks off camera tonight, says Fud, talking to Corner Wookie there about Man United actually winning a game. Not just winning a game, winning 2 in a row. That's what matters today. Obligatory, I ain't singing it. Do, so we can have a couple more races under pressure and watch McLaren do something funny. Says Navi Pants, hey mate. Pascal, hey Pascal. Says, good evening, Sean and chat. Hope you're well. Let's hope for a good race. I hope that the Saubers get through turn 1 without any damage today. Hope you're well, mate. And yeah, hopefully for you, some plenty to celebrate, hopefully. Info to Kev says the helicopter just flew over North Austin, headed to the race. A great day in Austin for racing. The weather is unique today. It looks hot. Air temperature 27.7, track temperature 44 at the moment. So we'll go through all that shortly. Hey to Ash, to Max, to a Yinker as well. To Post Bump says, you're a United fan. Yes, I am, for my sins. A Yinker is excited about the second channel. So am I. I'm looking forward to it. It'd be nice to just not have to... It's going to be a bit more chill, I think, probably over there. So, Mr. Alf says hi. Or Mrs. Alf says hi, sorry. Hey, Alf, and hey, Mrs. Alf. Managing time, our prayers are with you. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Info to Kev. Appreciate that. Our Bear Spike says, big up the New Zealand friendly races. Is it New Zealand friendly? I've not really looked into that. I've got one clock from the other side of the world here, and that's Melbourne. And that's... just gone nearly 26 in the morning there, so I don't know what time it is in New Zealand, but I hope it's friendly. And who is that next to Brundle? Hey Tim as well, didn't see you there. Hey Tim. That's I forgot his name. I tried to remember it, so it sounded really cool. That's he's an actor and I've forgotten his name, and it's going to annoy me. Somebody will tell you in chat. I completely forgot. Right, let's run through the grid, let's run through the strategies and all of that business. And then we'll do Q&A predictions, as we always do, as we waffle away. Something Callum Powell, it's something like that, Fud. It definitely ends Powell. And as we sort of going, how do you not know who that is? But I'm not. The guy from Top Gun. Apparently, there you go. Max Verstappen, pole position, as you'll know from yesterday. Lando Norris joining him on the front row. Actually, not many changes to the grid from yesterday, so this shouldn't take a second. Charles Leclerc, P3. That's a tasty top 3. Actually, George Russell in 4th. That's quite a fun top 4 as well. Lewis Hamilton 5th. Oscar Piastri down in 6th. Needs a big result today. They were just saying on Sky, actually, a few minutes ago before I went live, that big day. Max Verstappen really needs to win to keep his title hopes alive, especially Oscar Piastri down in 6th. But Norris needs to outscore Piastri, and if he can, outscore Max Verstappen. So kind of hinting at what I said yesterday, where both Verstappen and Norris really could do with winning at this, but Max could probably take more risks than Lando can. Let's see what happens on that run to turn 1. Antonelli P7, Ollie Bearman P8, and then Carlos Sainz in 9th place, and Fernando Alonso 10th. Nico Hulkenberg 11th, Liam Lawson 12th, 13th for Yuki Tsunoda, 14th for Pierre Gasly, 15th for Franco Colapinto, 16th for Gabriel Bortoletto, 17th for Esteban Ocon, 18th for Alex Albon, Lance Stroll 19th, and Isack Hadjar 20th. What I'm trying to work out is why Lance Stroll is 19th on the grid according to the FIA, because he got a 5-place grid drop, and Hadjar, hang on, I know why, it's not telling me. 1 second. I'm assuming Hadjar's taken some new parts somewhere, surely. Let me find I have it on dark mode because I'm one of those, but it's just easier for me to read when I'm on stream. Let's have a look. So 5-place grid penalty for causing a collision for Lance Stroll. So he qualified 18th, ended up 19th, and it says here that car 6 permitted to start, so he didn't set a time inside 107%, so that'll be why he's further on down on the grid there. So yeah, I mean, it doesn't destroy his race, does it really? He was pretty much there anyway. As for strategies, again, coming into this weekend, we were hoping for a nice mix of strategies because they've bought a nice compound jump. Instead, we're going to get what looks like a one-stopper. I know, I'll give you a second to get over that shock. Strategy 1. Medium tyres at the start and run them to around lap 20 to 26 and then put the hards on to the end. They are the hardest tyres in the compound, of course. Strategy 2, you could do soft, medium, run 12 to 18 laps at the start on the soft tyre, then go to the medium, then another set of mediums around lap 32 to 38. You can flip that around a bit and do soft, medium, soft, but you would have to take your mediums to 36 to 42 in that strategy. And there is the possibility with, I think as Ted Kravitz said, quite a lot of tyre management, if they could do a medium to soft, which would be 28 laps to 34 laps on the mediums and then onto the soft tyre. But a one-stop, the most likely by the look of things. But I hope, especially if we get some safety cars, because the safety car lost in the pit lane is actually only 14 seconds, whereas under green flag racing, it's 20 to 21 seconds. So you'll save some time there. So hopefully if some safety cars do come out, we will get a mixture of strategies, but I fear it'll be a one-stopper. In terms of tyres, really, it's as you'd expect. No new softs for any of the top 10, 11 drivers, really. Anybody in there? No, I can't see anybody. Everyone's got new mediums. The Aston Martins have used hards. Everyone else has new hards, but the used hards will have done one exploratory lap to put a heat cycle through them, as they always do. So, yeah, we'll see what happens. Safety car is possible here. We've had quite a few races affected over the years, but let's hope that we at least get a mixture of strategies. You'll probably find towards the back end of the grid that a lot of drivers start on the hard tyre and do the opposite to the leaders, and that might make things interesting because then the leaders need a gap, but yeah, it's really. I've said it all season. I really find it fascinating that we have Pirelli doing everything to try and spice up strategy, and then the teams just come up and go, it'll be a one-stopper. But there is quite a big tyre delta here because of that leap. So you've got, I think Pirelli said about 1.4 seconds between the C1 and the C4. So there is quite a discrepancy there, which could be quite spicy around safety cars and around undercut areas. So let's see. Hey Anushka says I'm just hoping for a Ferrari podium, that's it. Yeah, we'll see. Notes from the underground says watching for California, hopefully the orange glow of our dear dictator is a portent of a McLaren 1-2. There you go. Michael says hello Sean. Hey Michael, mate. Yeah, watching for California. I'm trying to think what time. That's 8 hours behind the UK, isn't it? I know it's a bit weird, but I like to sort of know what time it is where you are for some reason, because it's just reminds me that we're all over the world when we're doing these streams, which is a bit disconcerting, but a lot of fun. Alex Brundle was doing some commentary at the previous race. Let's go, Alex. Says info to Kev. Boss ain't getting much work out of me for the next couple of hours, says Best Spike. Fair enough. Glenn Powell. There we go. I knew it was, something Powell. So Glenn Powell. Thank you, Lord Jambotron and Pascal, for letting us know that one. Yeah. Sorry, Anushka. I'm not. I think I said it in a preview a couple of weeks ago. I've sort of given up on optimism with Ferrari this season. I try so hard to, if you're new to the channel, I'm a Ferrari fan, but I'm a Max Verstappen fan as well. So it's a bit difficult for me at times. But yeah, Ferrari are just very, very painful, and I've just sort of given up trying to. I had Mario Lopez then, that was interesting. But no, I given up hope for Ferrari. If we get a podium, great. If we don't, then it's just pretty standard. The trouble is, you could have Leclerc and Hamilton running 2 and 3 out of that first couple of corners and probably still end up 12th and 15th, Terrible. Hey, Marta, hope you well. Max says Piastri must be bricking it, knowing what could happen at turn 1. Could be make or break for his whole season. It's dangerous, isn't it, into turn 1 for Piastri? Because he's in a bit of a... He's not in the middle of the pack, but he's more in the middle of the pack than, say, Verstappen is on pole position. But he's also got Antonelli behind, who is still young, inexperienced, makes mistakes. Bearman's not that far behind as well. He's got Lewis Hamilton ahead, so might be okay there. But it's not a comfortable position to be in for him. He needs to be I said this. When did I say? I think I said this after Piastri retired in Baku. No, it wasn't. After Norris retired in Zandvoort, that was it. That Piastri needs to frost his way to this championship. He just needs to. If Norris is second, Piastri needs to be third. That's all he needs to do on weekends where he's not necessarily on form. If he can win them, great, but he needs to frost his way to this one. And at the minute, he's not doing it. I haven't got the sound on, but that lad is giving it everything for the national anthem. I'm passing no comment, but there's some helicopters and such. They're the ones that will have been, they came up in chat a minute ago, flying past, doing the flyover. I prefer the red arrows. This season, how many times can you be heartbroken by Ferrari, says Two Left Feet. That's a fair question. That's a very fair question, yeah. I mean, yeah, that'll do. That's all I'm going to say. Nick says, good afternoon, Sean. Man United must have made your day already. Just a little bit. Although that last 8 minutes, when that came up on the board for stoppage time, it was like, no, don't do this. I can't go into a stream off the back of a 98th minute equaliser or something. That was it. So there you go. Ewan says, I think there will be a big crash at the first corner. Sighted Canvas says the answer is yes. Yeah, true. Just yes. Two Left Feet says, Kimi owes Max a favour as well for Austria. That's true, yeah. I think it's spicy enough, isn't it? But it would be nice. I'm not going to lie. Max Verstappen winning today with both McLarens failing to score would really set up the final 5 races very nicely. I think even if you're not a Verstappen fan, just enjoying that for the last 5 races could be epic. But we've got 56 laps to get around today, even if the 2 McLarens were to somehow collide in turn 1 again and not finish the race. Max has still got to get the 56 laps done, so it's not an easy one. It's hot as well, so tyre management could be key. Although Max seemed, after qualifying at least, unless I've missed some other interviews, seemed happier with the back end of his car. So that's positive signs for today. So they've made some tweaks in setup, obviously, and they're much happier, but they're showing the replays again. I should say, actually, as well, we were a bit critical, weren't we, yesterday, of Zach Brown. I do want to say that since that stream, I've read some quotes from where he has since come out and said that he does not put that on Nico Hulkenberg. It was a heat of the moment comment. It was frustration and all of this, and he doesn't put that on Nico Hulkenberg. So I was actually kind of glad that, number one, he retracted that, and that, number two, that was put out there by the media as well, because I think that was important, because putting that blame on Nico Hulkenberg was very harsh. But I understand. We all, when we're watching Formula One, or any sport really, we all make heat of the moment comments, don't we? So you can let him off a little bit there. I just wish we had 8 races instead of 5, says Anushka. Yeah and no. I feel like I guess I'm like such a downer on this one. Like, oh, you're supposed to be an F1 fan. Surely you want racing every weekend. But I do feel like I'm ready for the off season now. And don't forget, this year there's the off season is basically Christmas. They're testing end of January. That won't be televised, but there'll still be some bits from it. So they're testing at the end of January, then twice in February for 6 days, and then it's the start of the season again. So basically, it's just Christmas this year as the off season. Zach has also confirmed that it wasn't Ericsson's fault. Society canvas, fair enough, yeah. Just watching what Ted's looking at there. Some looks like a rear wing down at Racing Bulls. Has that come off or gone back on? That's interesting. So maybe some damage that's been picked up. I don't know, but yeah. What could Hadjar do from 20th? Risk of rain, by the way, 0%. That's going to come as very little surprise, given you can see it on the TV. There's barely a cloud in the sky, is there? So there you go. Jensen Button with a rather fancy shirt on today. Sorry. That's the analysis you're here for. Hi, Sean. It's been a minute. Do you think it was a misstep for Piastri to try the switchback at turn 1 yesterday? Hey, Edgar. So I didn't read your name. I was like, who are you? Yeah, Edgar. Hey, Edgar. Hope you're well, mate. It has been. I think the last time it has been quite a while. I hope your life is treating you good. Was that grammatically correct? Probably not, but I hope you're okay, is what I'm asking. I said yesterday, I think the thing with Piastri's move was it was not reckless, but it was risky. And I think, as I was kind of touching on there, when it comes to Piastri's position in the championship, after Norris's DNF in Zandvoort, he just needed to prost it, really, and pick up as maximum points he could and just keep it as clean as possible, stay out of trouble. So I feel like, although I understand why he would want to come back at Norris in the way that he did, I think a driver without trying to be too condescending, more experience, maybe thinks, right, I'll just follow my teammate and tuck in behind him and bank the points, and maybe I'll get a run at him later. But in that, we've got to remember as well, heat of the moment, drivers, they want to pass, don't they? So I get why he did it. I don't think it was reckless. It was just very risky. And as I said, I don't think it warrants any sort of penalty. I still stand by that. But if we had a rule passed in, last week by the FIA saying we have to give a penalty to somebody if there's any kind of collision, then the only person who could get a penalty would be Piastri. But I don't. That's first corner instant for me. But I just question if, I was going to say if somebody like a Michael Schumacher would have done that, but he was quite aggressive, was Michael, wasn't he? Is an understatement. So maybe he would have done it. I don't know. But one of those Austin Turn 1 things, and maybe, don't forget as well, we're talking, Edgar, with the benefit of 24 hours of hindsight here, aren't we? So in that moment, I'd probably done the same. But that's probably why I'm not a racing driver. I'd have been worse. I'd have taken 7 cars out rather than just my teammate. So clumsy is a good word, actually, Alfie. Yeah, a little bit clumsy. But again, I agree. I'm glad that Zach Brown retracted his comments, because Hulkenberg can't go anywhere on the inside. He was kind of in that, do you remember Singapore, Ferrari, Verstappen, Ferrari, that collision at the start? Hulkenberg was sort of in the Verstappen position in some ways, wasn't he? He couldn't just evaporate, and he just got pinched, and that was it. So just a racing, yeah, exactly, just a racing incident. There's nothing in that for me. Maybe if that happens on lap 10 somehow, then maybe they look at it differently. But from the start of a race, I can't. Yeah, just needs to take it easy a bit if he can. But this is the thing, the pressure is there, and it's starting to get to them for sure. And I think McLaren are very rusty in drivers' championship fights, and I think that's playing its part. In fact, I keep saying they're rusty, but actually, again, this version of McLaren, let's call it the Zach Brown era, is not the same McLaren that it was under Ron Dennis. So this is new to all of them there. So let's see what happens. I think we've got a good 5 races coming up. If Max wins today and Piastri doesn't do much better than 6th, even with Norris P2, I think we're game on. So looking forward to it. Get your predictions in then in the chat, top 3, and I'll read them out and give your name a shout out if I can read it properly. I will butcher it, but yeah, get your predictions in. Who's your top 3 going to be? We didn't do them yesterday, did we? So this will be a bit of a lesson here. I should learn. I'm going to go with, what did I say on Thursday? I think I said Norris. I said Piastri, Verstappen, Norris, or something. Didn't I on Thursday? That's not going to happen. So Verstappen, Norris, Piastri as my top 3. I think Piastri will be aggressive here and he'll come through, but that's my boring top 3. Bit of drama: Russell, Hamilton, Leclerc. Somehow still ends up 3rd, because that's how it goes for Shell. I'll just read that. I read a story quite a second ago, actually, that was Killjoy says, clumsy is one thing. What the hell was the move Stroll made knock on, and how does Stroll not have a race ban by now? It was a cracker's move, wasn't it? I don't know why he did that. Yeah. I know turn 1 can be a bit difficult to judge, because you're sort of coming in a wide line, aren't you? And then cutting back in, and yeah, I get it, but it was really messy from Stroll. I wouldn't say naughty, but just very, well, I said it yesterday, I'll say it again. I lost faith in Lance Stroll when he drove into the gravel trap at Interlagos. So let's read your predictions, and I'll get the stream ready to go with the timing, the track map and the timing tower properly and all of that. So Fudd says standard: Norris, Verstappen, Piastri, Chaos, Hamilton, Sainz, Russell. Pascal says that's racing. It happens at the first corner. Absolutely. I think Norris will have a real go turn 1 today. He knows this is a chance, says Nick. The Zach attack era, I like that. I think Norris plays it safe at turn 1, says Anushka. Ewan says Verstappen, Piastri, Norris. Stewart's gone with Norris, Max and Russell. Notes from Thunderground says Norris, Sainz and Hadjar. I think true chaos would be Norris, 1999 Frentzen, and 3 Kid Rock. I mean, that's fair, Boomspoon. That would be absolute chaos and possibly slightly illegal as well, but we'll see. Sighted canvas: Russell will do nothing and win it out of spite. That's my take. Yeah, George does nothing, Russell. Pascal says Verstappen, Norris, Hamilton and Hulkenberg should score some points. I think Verstappen, Norris, Leclerc, Piastri 4th as well, says Anushka. Cedric says Norris, Max and Russell. Alfie's gone Leclerc, Russell, Hamilton. Pim Pim. I couldn't get that word out. We'll just go Pim. Says Verstappen, Leclerc, Piastri with a Russell Norris incident. Russell and Norris, that's interesting. It was very Stroll. It says FUD. Yeah. Bear Spike says Verstappen, Norris, and Russell. Nick's gone Leclerc, Russell, Piastri. I think Verstappen and Norris might take each other out. This is the thing. If Verstappen and Norris take each other out and Piastri even gets the podium, you can probably call the title there, to be honest. This is one of those. This could be, again, quite a pivotal race in the title race. Schofield says that Verstappen, Russell, Leclerc. Adrian's going Verstappen, Norris, and Russell. Scott says Verstappen, Norris, and Leclerc. Killjoy says Piastri, Hamilton, and Bearman. Why not? And Ash says Norris, Max, and Russell. That'd be quite a race, wouldn't it, Killjoy? But let's get the stream set up. Thank you for your predictions there. While I'm doing that, I'll say it again. Don't forget to drop a like on the stream and subscribe as well to this channel. And also click the link in the pin to the top of the chat and subscribe to the new Formula Sean channel, which is going to be my new second channel, but my fully independent one where I can sort of share a few of my thoughts on the world of Formula One. With less of a filter, I guess, is what I'm thinking of. There'll be live streams over there as well. There'll be videos. There'll be all sorts going on. So your support is greatly appreciated. I will try and get some content out this week. If it's not this week, it will be next week. This coming week, I mean. It'll be the following week after Mexico. But my aim is to get something out this week. Even if I just do a midweek live stream with John T to launch the channel. Hopefully there'll be something, but we'll see. Your support is appreciated. Of course, no on-track footage for obvious copyright reasons. But we have got live timing provided by the fantastic people over at Multiviewer for F1. So thank you to those guys for letting me use those on these streams. Link in the description if you want to check out the app. It is free to download. You will need some sort of F1 TV subscription, but TV access is okay, which is the basic one. You can get all the stuff you need there, and you can customize your streams with as much or as little data as you like. And I say the more, the bloody merrier. So thank you very much as always to those guys. I think that's everything we need. I think I've got everything set up. Timer's ready to go. Track map is ready to go. Timing tower is ready to go. I'm here. And yeah, we're good. We're ready for this one. So don't forget, we've got Hadjar and Stroll at the back there, which could be a fun run into turn one. Albon in 18th and Ocon in 17th place on the grid, with Bortoletto in 16th and Franco Colapinto again, I think did quite well yesterday actually, but still ended up 15th behind his teammate. Pierre Gasly, P14 in the second Alpine, with Yuki Tsunoda down in 13th place. It's still not clicking, is it? Liam Lawson in 12th and Nico Hulkenberg 11th. Could score from there. That Sauber had some good pace earlier in the weekend, so maybe something in this one for Nico. Fernando Alonso 10th and Carlos Sainz 9th, who's had a great weekend, by the way, Carlos. So hopefully some points there, with Ollie Bearman actually up there in 8th place with a great lap yesterday with Kimi, Antonelli, former teammates in F2, of course, alongside each other on that row, with Oscar Piastri only 6th and Lewis Hamilton just ahead of him in P5. And then we get to the top 4, of course. George Russell in P4, Charles Leclerc P3. Can he get a podium? Come on, Charles. And Lando Norris and Max Verstappen on the front row. Norris P2 and Max Verstappen on pole. Tyres, I said that I want a shout out. I never get a shout out, so I want one. Credit people. I said it yesterday. Charles Leclerc is starting on the soft tyres. I said he might try that to put some pressure on those ahead, because they're going to be nice and slippery off the line, or nice and grippy off the line. Max Verstappen and Lando Norris are both on the mediums. That soft start for Charles may force him into a two-stopper. We'll see. George Russell all the way down to Franco Colapinto are on mediums. Basically all new. Yes, Fernando Alonso has a line through it, but they've done one lap, so they are basically new. Gabriel Bortoletto starting on the softs, as is Lance Stroll in P19. And then it's hard tyres for Ocon, Albon and Isack Hadjar. So I don't want to be cocky, okay, but I got 2 points for the sprint predictions this weekend on that, and I managed to get something right with strategy. So let's see what happens. Of course, all irrelevant if Charles Leclerc gets creamed into, or creams into the side of somebody else. So yeah, but there you go. I am the modern oracle. Also, I'm not going to say... the trophy's quite cool, but it's missing something. I don't know what it is. Yeah, yes, he is, Nick. He's on the soft. So I'm 20 seconds... I'm apparently 20 seconds ahead of the stream again for Nick. So, yeah, sorry. I will count down the lights if people want to sync up. I'll let you know when I head off on the formation lap. And I'll do my best to help you there. But it's when like football watch-alongs, you can sync up with a clock on screen, can't you? It's a little bit more tricky with F1, but we have got one light on the gantry ready to go for the formation. That we're at the 15-second point, so I'll let you know when they set off, which is going to be now. They are off. So there we go. And I'll try and sync up. I'll count down the lights. Or count up. Count down? Count up. 1, 2. Yeah. Count up the lights. The trophy was cool until somebody pointed out that it looks like a drawing of the female reproductive system, which I can't unsee now. I'll be honest, Spud, I didn't want to say it. I didn't want to lower the tone. But that is exactly what I thought when I saw it. And then I saw the horns. Yeah. But it will have somebody's eye out, as Ash says. So guessing Red Bull drop Yuki's double front wing from the sprint, says Alfie Alf. I think so, yeah. I think it was a nice idea, wasn't it? It was a nice idea. Hey Aaron, hope you well, mate. I'm good, thank you. If only the TV showed the track map more often, would make it easier to sync. That's true, absolutely true. We have got the problem is as well, there's no clock, is there? It's a lap counter on the live feed, so I've got the clock there that counts down to 2 hours, but that's no good if you can't see it. Hey Clanson, mate, hope you well. Good to see you, as always. I was going to say something. It went out my head. I had something to tell you. I've just completely forgotten. So, fastest pit stop of this year, 1.91 seconds by McLaren in Italy. It wasn't Lando Norris's pit stop, was it? I'm not sure it would have been. That was a slow one. But yeah, I'm looking forward to this. Could be good. Previous winners, if you're interested, Leclerc, 3 for Verstappen, and then Bottas in 2019, back in the old times. Pre-world going to shit. They were fun times. Long time viewer, first time chatter. No worries at all. Hello, welcome. Good to see you. Good to get chatting. I'll always try and come to people in chat where I can, but appreciate the support and good to see you in chat. I'm rubbish with saying hello to people, by the way. The only thing I'm worse at is saying goodbye on the phone. When me and Stuart used to do the race reactions, I'd be finishing up on Discord and it'd be like, it would take us about 20 minutes to say goodbye because neither of us wanted to be the one that had to say it. So it wasn't quite as bad as you put the phone down or anything like you hang up first. It wasn't like that. We were just terrible at it. So how many drinks did you have about 3 hours ago? I couldn't have drunk anything 3 hours ago. I felt so sick, particularly when that board went up RC. You'll know what I mean. And it said 8 minutes. And I went, what hole has the bloody referee pulled 8 minutes out of? The until Liverpool score pot, I imagine. But there you go. Goodness me. Anyway, that was fun. That was a lot of fun. They're lining up now. Hey, Cedric. Thank you very much, mate. Good to see you in chat as well. Here we go. I'm just taking a moment to kind of get rid. I need to get. Oh, great bots. Yeah, do one. We don't do bots. Not here. Thank you. Gotcha. Max is on the grid. They're lining up now. I'll sort of. Fergie time was different though, mate. It was different. Of course, it was different. No bias at all. Round the final corner, there goes Lance Stroll. And he's turned into the final corner and gone right. There you go. And there is Isack Hadjar in that. Look, maybe I'm in the minority. Awful livery on the Racing Bulls. Dreadful thing. The massive flag in the background because why not? There we go. Just light up his tyres there, Hadjar, and I will count up the lights. I'll try and get them right, unlike Murray Walker. We'll see how we go. Green flag at the back. 1 light, 2, 3, 4, 5 lights. Lights out and away we go in Austin. It's a good, pretty even start at the front. Norris a little bit slower away. He's going to have Charles Leclerc for company into turn 1. Verstappen goes nice and defensive. And there goes Charles Leclerc. Try around the outside of both of them. Did they touch there, the McLaren and the Red Bull? But Charles Leclerc gets ahead of Lando Norris. A great start on those soft tyres. I think Max Verstappen, if he can, maybe ought to let Leclerc go rather than any risks there. But yes, great start for Charles Leclerc. Good start for Piastri too, up into P5 and making short work of the Mercedes pair there. Good stuff from him, or the Mercedes of George Russell. But a cracking start for Leclerc. He's going to be really feisty on those soft tyres. Great start as well for Piastri. Like I say, Hamilton at 1, Norris down 1, Russell down 2. I need to see Russell start. Did he get pinched into turn 1? That is Russell having a go at Oscar Piastri at turn 11. He's not going to get through there. Piastri getting the wider line, so always going to come off that corner better than he did. Lando Norris under a bit of pressure, a bit of bumping in the background there with a Williams off track. And we've got some defensive driving from, I think that is Kimi Antonelli. Russell having a little look at Piastri. But Max Verstappen, we've got almost 3 wide into turn 12. But Carlos Sainz stays ahead of Yuki Tsunoda, who's had a cracking start as well. Up 3 places, Yuki. Go on, lad. Good start. 2 places up for Ocon as well, and 1 for Lance Stroll. We've got a yellow flag out there for something. It's a double wave jelly, so I'm guessing debris. Albon has been wide, and Albon is slow, but he's not showing up on the driver tracker, so that's stalled. So something's going on with the timing. So apologies, I can't affect that. But Albon is slow out there. He is moving, so I don't know what's happened to him. Was he the Williams? He would have been running really wide out of turn 11. I wonder if he's damaged the underside of his car or something. But yeah, bad start there for Albon. We'll let that all shake out, and hopefully the tracker will turn itself around. That's Piastri having a little bit, I think, probably defensive over Russell rather than attacking Hamilton. He's a bit far back there. In fact, that was a very crofty moment, Sean. He's so far back, it was a ridiculous statement. But Russell is pacey here on his tyres. He has lost 2 places, but he's all over the back of Oscar Piastri. Max Verstappen has pulled out 1.5 seconds on Charles Leclerc. I'll just hit refresh on the time and see if it fixes it. But yeah, I'm not going to spend all stream chasing that. It'll either reset itself or it won't, I'm afraid. That's completely out of my control. But Max has broken DRS already in a great start. I thought Leclerc was going to have a go, a real go on that first lap at Verstappen, but he didn't quite get that chance, did he? So we'll see. In fact, I think the time is completely gone. So there we go. We're back, I think. I'll keep you updated. I'll do my best for you. Don't worry about that. In fact, we're so far off because Max Verstappen, yeah, ignore the driver tracker for now. It might reset itself. I can turn it all off and start again in a bit. But yeah, they are already down at turn 12. They are not at turn 1. DRS is enabled. Ollie Bearman fighting there with Carlos Sainz. Russell still on the back here of... I thought I had tyre squeals there. I didn't. It's okay. Still pretty close to Piastri here. And through goes Carlos Sainz on Ollie Bearman. Nice move, yeah. I'm going to reboot the timing. Sorry, I'm going to have to. I can't leave it like that for long. We're already way off. That's annoying. Let me try and do something first. Sorry about this. I'll keep updated. Here goes, is this George Russell again? Still all over Piastri. He fancies to go here, doesn't he? He really does. That's Yuki Tsunoda passing Ollie Bearman into P9. I'm just trying to find out how I do this. I don't remember how I did this last time. So it kept trying to live sync last time, which was what the problem was. But I think it's okay now. We haven't got a driver tracker. Leave it with me. No, it's still way off. Unfortunately, can't do anything about that. I'll have to just update as best I can. We had this the other week, didn't we? Was it Zandvoort? We had these problems. It's just a multi-view issue. I don't control the timing, unfortunately. So I'll do my best. Try and reset it again in a bit. Leclerc having to defend against Lando. Norris is going to have a look around the outside there, but I wonder if Leclerc could do a job here for Hamilton a little bit while he's struggling on his tyres. These softs will go off quite quickly, I'd imagine, in this one. So we'll see how we go. They're actually down at turn 15 at the moment and not... yeah, the driver tracker is so wrong. We're actually on lap 3 as well, not lap 2. So this is going to go very wrong very quickly. Nothing on Albon and Bortoleto. That's no further investigation at this stage. I'm just going to end the driver tracker for now. I'm going to end it, and I'll try and sort it for you because there's no point leaving it there otherwise. So Norris not close enough to Leclerc. In fact, Hamilton's now got DRS on Norris, which could make this little run down to turn 12 interesting. Piastri closing in a little bit now, starting to pull away slightly from George Russell. But yeah, not happening at the moment for those guys. I am going to keep trying with the technical issues, but I need to do the watch along. Obviously, I can't be faffing with that for an hour. Sorry to be blunt about it, but there's just no point. Just checking if it's just me. So here goes Norris. Now will get his DRS down that long straight. Will he get a run at Charles Leclerc? He's going to get close. Leclerc goes defensive in 12. Now, I imagine Norris will just sort of tuck back underneath to try and have a go into 13, 14 and 15. But again, Leclerc nice and defensive. Firm but fair there. Good racing. But this is bringing Lewis Hamilton onto the back of Norris a little more. So, opportunity here for some team play potentially for Ferrari. Max Verstappen, by the way, 3 seconds up the road. He is gone at the moment. So, hopefully, we're going to have some good fighting here. Martin Brundle saying there that Norris is clearly quicker. I mean, he just is, isn't he? Quicker than the Ferrari at the moment. So, yeah, that section, that 12, that run to turn 12 and then through 13, 14, 15. I agree with you, Nick. It is a fantastic section for racing. I can tell you the driver track is trying to catch up, by the way, but I'm going to give a full reboot to everything in a minute. I'm just going to focus on the stream for now. We'll get there. Verstappen's flying 3.1 seconds clear. Obviously, this is helping with Norris being tucked up, but this is kind of the first stint that Max Verstappen needed to have, wasn't it? More than anything. And again, Marty Brunner pointed out there, in this phase, the McLaren are not being able to look after their tyres, are they? But Norris seems a little bit closer out of this corner now, so he might get a run. I'm just trying to reboot everything here. It's not working for me. There we go. Norris has the DRS. He's closing. I'm guessing this... Yeah, I think Charles Leclerc is going to have to go defend. There goes Norris with a little look again. I think... is it too early in the race to be saying that sort of thing? But does Norris just need to be going for those, really? Yeah, lifetime is still way off. I'll leave it for now, and I will let you know if it comes back. Well, you'll see if it comes back, so... it's not just me then. Oh, thank you, Phil. I appreciate that. It says that other F1 streamers are having issues with the track map as well. Yeah, my entire timing tower's off. It's lap 5 at the moment, and it's still saying lap 4. So I'm guessing it's a syncing issue or a multi-viewer issue. So unfortunately, as I've explained, it's not something I have any control over, so I can't go in and fiddle with any numbers and sort it out. It's just something I'm going to have to try and hope comes back. If not, you'll have to just listen to my beautiful voice, and we could talk about things that happened 10 laps ago. Thank you, Clancy. Appreciate that. I didn't see you earlier in the stream. I was trying to sort this one out, so and keep an eye on what's going on. But Norris actually 9/10 behind Leclerc at the moment, so it's definitely all well, not going well. It's not a disaster for Norris. The key for Norris is he's still ahead of Oscar Piastri, so. Fudd says I'm having no issues with my multi-viewer. No idea why. Yeah, there was... this was happening last time. There was some of you saying, yeah, mine's lagging. Some streamers were struggling. Others were absolutely fine. So I don't think it's it's not a consistent issue. Is how I'll word that one. But yeah, let's have a look at the start again then. So Norris is again, wasn't a bad start. It just wasn't anything special. And Charles Leclerc just positioned his car beautifully around the outside of turn 1. Actually, Hamilton doing the same to Piastri. Really nicely around the outside. Perfect positioning. And through he goes, and then threatening Max Verstappen through the S's, but you're not going to get through there. We've got a spinner there. That is a McLaren. It's not. It's a Mercedes. They're not silver anymore. And that is Charles Leclerc. Very close to contact to turn 1 with Max Verstappen at the start of the race. Sorry, I got excited there. But I assume that's Kimi Antonelli, is it? That was harsh to assume it was Kimi Antonelli. It was Kimi Antonelli. There you go. Yeah, there was contact between Russell there. We've got a stopped Williams as well, so it looked like this is the problem. I've got no data. Sainz stopped on the track, so Sainz has stopped. Antonelli's been hit, which I'm guessing is to be from Carlos Sainz. They've collided, and then we would just look at the start there. George Russell did touch the back of Lando Norris off the line, so or into turn 1. So there we go. So Sainz is out of the race. It is out of the race. So yes. what's happened. So it is a virtual safety car. This will work because I manually control the yellows. There you go. Look. I know I've seen some people have managed to sync up their multi-viewer to like proper safety car flashing boards behind them and all sorts. Looks incredible. I'd love to be able to do that one day, but maybe not for a while. So we'll see what happens with Sainz and Antonelli in a second. I'm going to keep an eye on the multi-viewer Discord and see if anybody else is having similar problems. So Sainz is going to go to the inside of 15 and bump. There it is. Yeah, a lot of debris there, as well. That might need a... Well, they should have to sweep that up if they need to. But what are we going to... I mean, Sainz is not fully alongside, is he there? That wheel is not alongside his wing mirror from what I saw from those two angles. I'd be interested on board from Sainz again. So here we go. But this is the perfect one on board with Sainz. So Sainz cuts back and does have a little look into sort of 14. Doesn't work out. Then just sends it in 15. No, that's on Sainz, that one, I'm afraid. That's on Carlito. Quite while we were watching the start replay, by the way, when there was an incident like that going on track, I don't know, but there you go. Yeah, sorry, I'm sort of trying to do a watch along, talk to you all in chat, and find out what these issues are. But yeah, a few people. It's not just me, so that's good news. Yeah, a few people. That's comforting in some ways, weirdly. But yeah, so we've got loads of track limits coming through as well at the moment. So I think it's trying to catch up, which is good. But I'll give it a reboot while we're on the safety car again and see if it does anything. But I won't put the track map back up until it's working. We've got a pit stop here for Albon under a virtual safety car, about 6 seconds quicker than a green flag pit stop. So that's a decent call there from Williams, and absolutely why not? Have a look at my syncing settings. I've got a minute, so sorry. I keep apologizing like it's anything I can do about it other than just keep trying things. But I know that, I'm like, if you've been here before, I absolutely hate dead air. I try to keep talking, even if it's just, singing the Okie Kokie. It doesn't really matter, does it? But I mean, that could be more fun than a virtual safety car, actually, to be fair. But we'll see. As soon as the thing catches up and the driver tracker's working again properly, I will get them up on screen for you. Don't worry about that. But until then, we'll just have to manage with what we've got, I'm afraid. So I don't want to be too flippant with it, but shit happens. Not a lot I could do. So yeah, Albon. What happened to Albon at the start? I was probably messing about then with the stream then. I didn't quite see because he was slow at one point, wasn't he? So yeah, as it stands as RC, 40-point gap to Piastri, 23-point gap to Norris. It's again, Max is going to need another weekend like this, really, where it's all been a bit chaotic and he's been pretty much unstoppable. With McLaren having an off day and taking each other out, realistically, for him to win it. But he's giving himself the chance. I'll tell you what he's doing. Here it comes. Max Verstappen, as we go now, is putting himself in a position to take advantage of the luck when it falls his way. There you go. We are go again. I one request from people in chat. If you don't mind just letting people come in, letting people know that we've got technical issues with the timing, I'll try and do it every now and again, but I don't want to keep saying it's not working. Already Hadjar on the track limits warning, by the way. That's all coming through now. So, yeah, I'd appreciate just giving people a heads up if they're asking why there's no driver tracker, etc. It's not working. So the timing tower is also 3 laps behind the main feed for some reason, but it's a multi-viewer issue. Ocon moving before signal, no further investigations. That's good news for him. I think Sainz will take... Do you think Sainz will take a penalty, potentially, for that one into the next race? It's usually if you get a 10-second one, isn't it, that carries to a 3-place grid drop, but yeah. Kind of crazy for Hadjar. Well, Hadjar's going to get a penalty, surely. That will be investigated after the race, the Antonelli Sainz one. So, but that's going to be... How's Hadjar going to get through this race without being wide at some point, even if it's just a lock-up? It would be a big surprise, wouldn't it? So there you go. We've got that's the yellow. Again, the time's going to throw me off, so I'll ignore that. It's not a yellow at all. I'll watch the TV. It'll get there. Sainz walking back. That again, watching that for me was on Carlos. His front right wheel was not alongside the wing mirror of Kimi Antonelli. So I can't see how that's Antonelli's fault. It's his corner there at that point. So the gap is 2.8 at the front. Verstappen, okay, maybe some time management now. Probably will start to do some of that. Try and stretch this to one stopper would be ideal for him. Norris now 2 seconds behind Leclerc. Now, is that Norris struggling for pace, or is that Norris thinking, let's get this to 2 seconds if we can, safely without Hamilton having to go and just try and get out of turbulent air a little bit? But 2 seconds isn't enough for that, is it? And he can't drop too far back because he's got Lewis Hamilton sniffing around. So, yeah. Concerned about front left, doesn't look or feel great, says Piastri. Boom Spoon says, how long has it been since Alpine scored points? It's been 84 years. It feels like forever. It could have been last weekend. I mean, yeah, softs could be starting to peak, Nick, but I mean, the gap at the front is not coming down. It's sort of fluctuating between 2.7 and 2.8 at the minute, so 3 seconds now. So I'm not really sure. He's definitely dropped back, but he's now 1.7 clear of Hamilton and starting to close in on Leclerc on this lap. So clearly not any kind of mechanical problem or any concern over tyres there, but maybe just taking a moment to get his tyres into the window after the safety car, perhaps. I don't know. Looks more like plan B is what Norris is being told, so I'm assuming that's is that a 2-stop? Medium, hard, medium, or medium, medium, hard, or maybe... If I were McLaren, I'd go to the hard tyre at the next stop anyway and keep your options open, because if they work better, they might get to the end. But also, as Stroll goes around the outside of Colapinto at turn 1, but doesn't quite get it done because Colapinto has the pace and cuts back in front of him, so not a problem there. But yeah, I'd probably go with the hards and leave the options open for later in the race, because if you get a lap, you get a safety car on lap 46, you may as well come in and put a set of softs on and go to the end. So yeah, are they already in Lyco mode? I'd be surprised at this stage of the race. That's usually poor. Usually poor Charles Leclerc has to start with Lyco on lap 2, doesn't he? Usually. So I love bots. I just love the world we live in. You know, when you go on social media, particularly on X at the minute, or Twitter, whatever you want to call it, and under every post it's just the same bot replies every time, taking bits of the original tweet and just changing it around to make it look like the cut was originally. Like, wow, dead internet theory much. Thrilling. I'm so glad you guys are all normal, apart obviously from a handful of you, like, you know, CPB is probably drunk again, and Kevin. Yeah, I can't see the laptop. I tell you what I could do, actually, from a live stream point of view. I can't obviously show this on stream because they really are very, very precious about their live timing of Formula One. Surprisingly so for what our numbers on the screen. I could actually have the official live one open just so that I could try and keep an eye on lap times at least. Might not be a terrible idea. I mean, it might be an awful idea. It might not be working either, but we'll see. They seem to be on the right lap at least, so that's something. So I can at least keep an eye on that one for you, so I can give you the lap times as they're happening. So apologies again. I mean, it's funny, actually. This is the second time in 4 races we've had issues with multi-viewer, but that's only the second time in 2 years. So, I mean, I can't complain too much. Nick says he might be a bot. That's true. You could be. You could be. Wouldn't surprise me, Nick. I know it's surprising, isn't it? Stroll did get the move done on Colapinto down the inside. Then Colapinto came back at him, but Stroll kept it together through turn 2. Max Verstappen, 26.7 in the first sector. Actually, purple from Leclerc in the first sector, 26.5. Someone just said in chat the soft runners are coming alive. That was Nick as well. So Joe says, what if we're all bots? What if I'm a bot? You just don't know anymore. You don't know. Max Verstappen, I'm going to go out on a limb here. I'm going to tell you right now, I don't think the live timing itself is working. And if the official live timing isn't working, the multi-viewer one won't either. So I think, because I'm now on the website, let me know if you're on there, and it's not working at all. It's well behind. I'll check the app. I just want some info, that's all, on lap times and things so we can keep an eye on them. But this is not fun, is it? Yeah. It seems to be an FOM issue. Seems to be. Although the app seems a bit more on it than the website, so that might be part of it. So I'll keep an eye on the app as best I can, but that's not going to be lap time, so... Oh, you have to subscribe for live timing, do you? Already subscribed. That's so rude. Sean mentioned his password on stream. They're zooming into the glasses reflection now. I apologise again for all of this. I hate faffing with technology at the best of times. I'd prefer not to say. Russell saying Piastri seems slow over the radio. That's rude. Yeah, I can't even sign in at the moment. It's not even letting me sign in for some reason. So I don't know what's going on. But I'm surprised at Hadjar. So I'm assuming Hadjar, I mean, I think we saw him wide up at turn 11, didn't we, at one point? So that would have been one of them. But I'm just surprised that he's got so many warnings so early in the race. Very odd. I'm just trying to get some data up so I can actually see what's going on, but... There you go. We are where we are. Lap 14 of 56. I'll run through the order in just a second. The app is definitely working better than the desktop is, so I'll keep you updated the best I can. Yeah, it's all down to Apple. They announce this deal and then it all goes to hell. Typical. So Max Verstappen does lead. He is 4.3 clear of Charles Leclerc, who's still on those soft tyres, but now has Norris very close company now. Half a second between them. 2.4 back to Lewis Hamilton with Oscar Piastri. 3.8. He's not got the pace today, has he, Oscar Piastri, at all in 5th place. George Russell 6th, 1.5. Tsunoda 7th. Great first stint of this race for him. 2.5 behind. Then we've got Bearman and Hulkenberg 8th and 9th. Alonso in 10th place. What's the gap between them? 3.2 seconds between Alonso and Hulkenberg, and then 3.2 between Bearman and Hulkenberg. Lawson is 11th with Gasly 12th, Bortoletto 13th, Stroll 14th, 15th for Colapinto, 16th for Esteban Ocon, 17th Hadjar, 18th Antonelli, and 19th for Alex Albon. Carlos Sainz is out after that collision after he hit Kimi and Antonelli at turn 15, as I recall. So there we go. It's all great. Let's see. I think Norris has got a shot here at having a go at Leclerc here. Norris on Leclerc, but he's got to stay close through here. He'll get DRS. That Ferrari doesn't come brilliantly off turn 9, does it? Really? See what he does. So it's a good exit for Leclerc, but I think Norris slightly better. It is close. How hard is Charles going to defend here? That's the question. Max Verstappen 5.2 seconds up the road. Norris closing. He's to the outside. Leclerc will go. He just puts the squeeze back on. He defends the inside, then comes back across, which he's allowed to do. And then I assume he's going to try and squeeze him out of road there, as well as it's trying it around the outside of 13. Leclerc says no. Then it's turn 14. Lando Norris, will he try it at 15? He's round the outside. Not going to get that. He'll get the switch back though. That was good drive for Leclerc. He seemed to just slam the anchors on as Martin Brundle would say on the exit of 15. That was good driving from Leclerc, that to stop Norris just switching straight back underneath for the Turkey turn 8 of 16, 17 and 18. So Leclerc's did a great job. He's coming to the inside to defend on the run to turn 12, and then he's sort of slowly moving back to the middle, which he's allowed to do, and that just squeezes Norris a little bit. He might have a go in one here. He's close. This for me, and I said this in Baku as well. You know, I'm not having a pop at Lando Norris here, so I don't think that's what this is. But this for me is where, and we saw it again in Baku, this is where Norris just needs a bit more confidence, really, to go for these moves. Because Max Verstappen has passed this Ferrari by now. You know, he's steaming down the inside of turn 12. I know Norris has got to think about the championship, but so is Verstappen now. But he makes that move, and we saw it in Baku a couple of times. A couple of times you go, send it, and he doesn't. And he just seems to lack that confidence to do that. In fact, that's not a great exit from... Did he use his battery on that last lap? Because now he's nearly a second behind Leclerc down this straight, so he's not going to get it this time. But yeah, great defending from Leclerc, absolutely. More cojones, says Nick. Yeah, no, he's definitely got to be careful for it. He does. He can't afford to have some kind of silly accident or anything like that. But just, I don't know, just missing that. Is killer instincts harsh? Maybe. Max, in the meantime, by 6.7 clear. And look at Hamilton now, he says, when he's not showing live footage because he can't. Just look at those photos randomly on screen now from the weekend. But he's closing in Hamilton now. Antonelli having a go at it's not George Russell, it's Kimi Antonelli, you donut. Bloody hell. Crofty's so bad at it. He's worse than me. Talk about the onboard with George Russell, but it's Antonelli. Here's Russell very close to the back of Piastri. No, it's Antonelli right on the back of Hadjar, but sure. Yeah. So, Locomotive, it was the first on the calendar in 2012, Austin, and obviously we missed 2020, but we've been here every year since, and before that from 2012. So it's a great track. It's a really great track for racing, particularly like Nick said earlier, that 12, 13, 14, 15 section is great. Norris is close back in, so what if he just uses his battery up a little bit on that last attack on Leclerc? Needed to recharge a little bit, but he's 6/10 behind coming out of turn 11. We're on lap 17 of 56. Max is now 6.8 up the road. Norris is pulling out to have a little look. Leclerc didn't need to go defensive there, so that's all okay for him. All nice and clean. Is Norris missing a piece of his... No, he isn't. It's the shadow. It's all right. Ignore me. I thought he was missing an end plate there, but no. Hamilton keeping himself in play here. Piastri 4.2 seconds behind Lewis Hamilton. What are your theories, chat, regarding Piastri? Anthony passes Hadjar into 15. That's how you do it. Yeah, he's not having a good weekend, and he wasn't great last time out, was he? So, I can't. He's got Locomotive. It got its deal extended today. And I can't remember how many years it was for, but I imagine about 400. So it's on the calendar for a few years yet, which is good because it's great. It is great for racing this track. That was Russell getting past Piastri, fun. It was. Honest, it wasn't at all Antonelli on Hadjar. It was a good move, actually, to be fair. Tricky corner that to get right, as Carlos Sainz will tell you, and as Antonelli will tell you, to be fair. And Bearman on Saturday got a penalty down there, didn't he? So I know the timing situation is a pain in the backside, but I have to admit I'm quite enjoying just watching the racing and not worrying about having to keep an eye on that. No offense to anyone who's relying on it, but yeah, we're about 4 laps behind on the driver tracker and everything, so I'm hoping it's going to catch up at some point, but I'm not feeling optimistic. It may well be a Zandvoort situation, which is really annoying. So who's done what then? We've had Albon in the pits, haven't we? He pitted under the virtual safety car. Both McLarens not thrilled on their tyres, but I mean, one man who's been very happy with all of this at the moment is Mr. Max Verstappen, 7.7 seconds clear out front. So this long way to go. If Norris clears Leclerc, you fancy him to start closing that gap down, but it doesn't it feel very 2023? It really does. Is Piastri carrying damage from the sprint, says Clansom? I'd be surprised. Yeah. I'd be surprised. They should have got that repaired. Plenty of time to do it before quali. So, but as we said, the reason that Max Verstappen goes so well at sprint weekends, Norris is going to have him here, I think. He's very, very close coming into turn 11. But very quickly, the reason that Max Verstappen's so good at sprint weekends is he can just turn up and dial it in if the car's doing what he wants it to do. Look at the pickup on the left front of the McLaren as we're on board with it now. Is that pickup or great? It must be pickup. Here goes Leclerc's going to go defensive. So here goes Norris to the outside. How aggressive will Leclerc be in defence? He can squeeze him out, but he doesn't need to. He has got a little bit deep there, Leclerc, but he's defending well. That was dangerously close to a couple of moves. And there goes Norris to the outside, and he's forced wide by Leclerc. That's fine. Good, fair racing. I'm sure someone will be moaning somewhere. We can't do that. We're not allowed to go racing anymore. But that was all fine. It's aggressive, firm, but fair. Good stuff. I'm enjoying this battle between these two. Trying to think of the last time we had a Leclerc versus Norris battle like this. Yeah, Zach's turned down Piastri's power unit. They're his repercussions for yesterday. Oh dear, what a silly team sometimes. Antonelli already on the back of Ocon, by the way. He's had some pace this weekend. McLaren pit to overtake, apparently according to Martin Brundle, is what they're saying over the radio. So, and we know how Ferrari love to ignore bluffs as well as overreact to bluffs. They might pit both of them and double stack them in a blind panic now. But I'm just trying to think. I'm trying to work out the gaps. I haven't got all the data in front of me, obviously, with the timing being a knob. But it's just data showing it can't be a knob. Stroll's right in the back of Gasly here. 300, so that's what we're not watching, so that could be an interesting fight. But I'm just trying to work out, Stroll goes past Gasly for P12. So apparently Piastri's saving his tyres, according to Ted. That's why he's so slow compared to Norris, for example. So there is a reason for that. Here goes Norris. See, that's... I don't know. I may have been a bit harsh. I know it didn't work for George Russell on Saturday in the sprint, but that's the sort of thing I'm expecting Norris to need to do here. But is it a bluff? McLaren saying pit to overtake? I don't know. We're about to find out. But I mean, they're going to have to try something soon. They're nearly 10 seconds behind Max Verstappen. That's getting close now. For another 4 seconds, and we're looking at safety car territory he's going to be safe in. So surely McLaren needs to try something, and they don't. They stay out. It's just a little bit too early as well, isn't it? That's the only problem. Gizzy says another boring race at the front and nothing else shown. I think we could be grateful that Charles Leclerc is very good at defending today, Gizzy, because at least this is giving us a bit of action, these two battling for P2. But I do feel like if Norris gets past, he disappears, and then that's the end of that. But yeah, I mean, we've just seen Stroll pass Gasly, and we didn't get to see that. I know it's only for P12, but it's an overtake, isn't it? So, yeah. Is Norris? Flood says Norris on a black and white flag. Interesting. Yes, he's got to be very careful now. He can't. I mean, I think he'd have the pace to pull 5 seconds on Leclerc at the moment on these tyres, but he's got him here. 3/10 out of that fight, out of that turn 11. It's now 4/10, but I think, I said this last time, I thought it was close enough. Leclerc looks in his mirrors. I imagine he'll go super defensive. Does indeed. Norris to the outside, surely this time. Surely. Does Leclerc tucks back in, and Norris is back through. Oh, he had to turn in there, though, didn't he? Norris can't afford to run wide at all now, but Max Verstappen is 10.2 seconds up the road. Interesting. Let's. I'm really intrigued now. So what Norris does lap time wise? What's he taking out of his tyres? He's saying he was pushed off for one of those, but yeah, you don't want to hear it, but tough. Yeah. Yeah, I think you're right for the debates. It's definitely a one-stop. They were sort of teasing things earlier, weren't they, about maybe a multi-stop race. I mean, Leclerc, I thought Leclerc was going to be forced into a multi-stop race, a two-stopper because of the soft tyres, but the fact we're on lap 22, I mean, his pace isn't epic, but it's not the worst out there on a set of soft tyres that I thought would be gone by about lap 10. So he's done a great job to hang on as long as he did. He's actually still within a second, whether or not he can hang on to that for the DRS detection point, which is coming up now. But the gap, yeah, they're just talking about now 40 points. Piastri back to Verstappen if it stays like this with 5 to go. Max Verstappen is putting the pressure on. That's all he can do. Alex Albon now getting a run at Yuki Tsunoda. Not Yuki Tsunoda. Isack Hadjar, sorry, and Worston-Croft into turn 1. Gets the move done. Does Hadjar come back? No, he doesn't. Albon up into P17. Again, picture in picture, but with some reason watching the two Ferraris going toe-to-toe here. I'm sure this will end in tears. I'll tell you what, Leclerc isn't making it easy for his teammate either here. So here goes Hamilton. He's going to try around the outside of 13. Was a contact there? I think there was. There seemed to be a bit of smoke there, and they're going to try and squeeze it to 14. Lewis Hamilton try it. I'm sure there was a little bit of contact there. Might have been a lockup, but there was some smoke and a bit of dust. So, yeah. Lewis Hamilton. I think Ferrari need to be smart here and pit Leclerc. They are going to get rid of these tyres, release Lewis Hamilton, and try and undercut Norris if they've got the pace. Gap at the front, by the way, is now 11 seconds. So Norris has been released, but he's not catching Verstappen. He lost 8 tenths there, but that did include an overtake. So fair dues. But on go the fresh tyres, a nice set of mediums. They're going to try the mediums here, Ferrari. So he doesn't have to pit again, Leclerc, but well, is that a long way to take? That would have been, maybe not, might be okay. I was expecting the hards there, to be honest, but then they were talking about possible soft to medium or medium to soft strategy, so there you go. But let's see what Leclerc can do in his outlap. I think McLaren, what do you think, chat? Do McLaren need to react now with Norris, or can they leave it a lap? They can't really, can they? Because in theory, Charles should be quite rapid here. Let's have a look. I'll wait for his sector times. I haven't got his sector. I'll have to wait and see what the app does, but I'm doing my best here, yeah. Run long, says Ash. Hi, Epic Unique, Will. Hope you well, mate. Good to see you again. Just I'll give you a recap in a minute. We've got some timing issues, so we're actually on lap 23, not lap 18, and the driver tracker isn't working. So apologies. I'm having to try and keep you updated as best I can, which is fun. It's fun, all part of the game. Waiting to see what Leclerc does here. I mean, they could run long. Could McLaren? Here goes Antonelli up the inside of Colapinto. And through he goes. Nice move at turn 12 again. Yeah. Good stuff. Use the medium as advantage and overcut, says Corner Wookie. It's all going to come down to these sector tyres from Leclerc, isn't it? So let's have a look. First flying lap out of the pits, and I'll let you know what Leclerc's doing. So Norris's first sector was a 26.4, a tenth quicker than Max Verstappen. Charles Leclerc does I'm waiting for him to go across the line here. A 26.6, so he's not quicker than the McLaren at this stage. So maybe doesn't want to take too much life out of those, is maybe what's happening here. I don't know, but yeah. Hamilton, a tenth quicker in that sector than Norris, yep. So maybe he's been looking after time as well. Piastri has got the gap down to Hamilton by to 3.5, so it looks like he's starting to pick up the pace a little bit. But I'm surprised Charles isn't quicker on these tyres. Is he just easing them in? I know Nico Rosberg a couple of years ago in Sky Comms did say that you can't take all the life out of the tyres early on or you'll be struggling at the end of the stint. So you've got to ease them in a little bit. So maybe that's what's happening. But I honestly expected Leclerc to be rapid. 39.8 in the middle sector of him, a 40.1. So that is quicker. So Charles Leclerc just starting to pick it up now. Maybe. Yeah, Kimi, Antonelli. If anyone's got any questions about the race, I'll let you know if I see them in chat. I'll answer as best I can. But yeah, Carlos Sainz went for a move at the inside of Antonelli at turn 15 and hit him and put Antonelli into spin, and Sainz is out. So it's one of those that was on Sainz, but he had a go. It'll get investigated. Probably he'll get some sort of penalty, I'd have thought. But yeah, it's a shame. Into the pits comes somebody. It's Esteban Ocon. I keep looking at the wrong time. I've got my phone open now with the app open, so that's quite interesting. So Ocon's going to get rid of those tyres, and he's going to put on a set of medium. So he's going to go to the M8. He's gone the hard to the medium. So I mean, if Leclerc pitted 3 laps ago, then should be okay. His pace 26.4, matching Norris pretty much. So they're matching times at the moment. Like 25.50. I'll do a proper run through at the halfway stage. But yes. Edgar says medium soft one stock question mark. They were teasing that before the race, Edgar. That it could be a possibility. Which, yeah, looking at the pace that these drivers have got on the hard tyre, doesn't surprise me. And I'd maybe argue actually that the medium to soft and then maybe another set of softs or mediums might even be quicker than running the hards as well, because they just don't seem to have a huge amount of pace. The drivers that started on them, Ocon was 15th before he pitted, but Hadjar was 17th before Ocon pitted, and Albon was not particularly quick anyway. He had damage though, Albon, didn't he? So we'll maybe ignore him on that one. But yeah, it's not. If they want to skip a compound, I think you need to be skipping to the softest one rather than the hardest one. But I also understand that they just won't get used then. Or just make the tyres softer. Go back to the days when it used to fall apart. Yes, it was a bit artificial, but at least it made things interesting. We shouldn't. I say we shouldn't, but credit to, for example, Charles Leclerc and Lance Stroll today, who took their soft tyres as far as they have. So I don't want to take anything away from them. Leclerc, by the way, 4 tenths quicker on that lap than Norris, is now stuck behind Nico Hulkenberg, and matched him again in that first sector. So he is quicker here now, Leclerc. Leclerc down the inside of Hulkenberg into turn 12, all done and dusted, nice and easy. You can see somebody just said, where are you in chat? Side Canvas saying about there's more rubber on the track, so they should last a little longer. Leclerc came offline there to pass Hulkenberg. Immediately you could see the marbles getting picked up on his left front, so there's a lot of marbles out there. If we brought back Tyre Wars, who would come in to join F1 to challenge Pirelli? Asks Will. I don't think. I mean, there's Albon having a go at Colapinto, and he's going to try it at 14. This has contact written all over it. It doesn't. That looks okay. Is Colapinto still on the inside? He is indeed. And there's the contact. I think Albon's just damaged his front wing. There was definite contact there, and they're trying, and Albon sticks it out around the outside of turn 16. Very nice, but there was definitely a little bit of contact there when Albon switched back. So that was a bit close, but that's such a good section of racing, isn't it? I don't think there are any plans for a tyre war. In some ways, I'd like to see it, but I also get why they don't, taking all those tyres everywhere and the expense of a tyre war. And as we saw with Indianapolis just a handful of years ago, having a tyre war can cause all sorts of problems politically. So I don't think I'd like to, but I think if we did, it'd be Bridgestone. And I think that's because, the reason I say that is because Bridgestone are expected to be the most likely to take the contract if and when Pirelli leaves. So it would be fun, but 26.3 in the first sector for Leclerc, again matching Norris. So there's not much in it here. 39.8 plays a 40 flat really, so a couple of seconds quicker there. Norris has got his black and white flag for track limits, just to confirm that if you are just tuning in. But yeah, we are on lap 28 of 56, so I'll do a quick run through for you. Max Verstappen still leading this race. He is now 10.7 seconds clear of Norris and starting to feel the effects of the tyres going off a little bit. Lewis Hamilton third with Oscar Piastri fourth. Piastri 4 seconds behind Hamilton. Hamilton 6 seconds off Norris, so that's settled down. Russell still within 1.5 actually of Piastri, so good stuff there. Tsunoda 6th, Bearman 7th, and Leclerc 8th, who has pitted for the medium tyres. Did a great job defending from Norris early on, having beaten him off the line at turn 1, really not off the line, but taking P2 on the first lap at least. Did a great job on those softs to fend him off. Hulkenberg is 9th, Alonso 10th, and Liam Lawson 11th. Is 12th for Stroll. It was 13th for Gasly, but he has pitted, so we've then got Antonelli, Albon, Colapinto, Hadjar, Bortoletto, Ocon, and Sainz has retired after after he ran into the side of Kimi Antonelli. So there you go. Ted's saying softs are viable from lap 32. So is that what they're pushing for? That's only 4 laps away, isn't it? So the plan at this stage, if we can extend as long as possible, we can look at an alternate strategy, is what Verstappen is told on the radio. So that would tie into that one. Ash, thank you for that info. We are on lap 28 of 56. So we're at the halfway stage now. So I will say very quickly, thank you very much as Leclerc goes down the inside of Bearman. Thank you for bearing with me, for bear-manning with me with the technical issues. Really appreciate you sticking around. Great. I know it's frustrating, but not a lot I can do. I'm just trying to do my best to enjoy it with you all and enjoy the stream. Please do drop a like, though. When we have technical issues, likes always help to make me smile a little bit more. It's a bit less stressful. And subscribe to the F1 Word as well, so you don't miss out on any future content. And subscribe to the Formula Sean YouTube channel, which is going to be the F1 Word, but independent and probably less filter, that's for sure. Over on YouTube, talk about F1. Link is pinned in the chat, so please do sub there as well. Content will be coming, if not this coming week, then certainly after Mexico, but I'm hoping to get something out this week, even if it's just one live stream, but something is the plan. So thank you very much for your support, and thanks for bearing with me while we endure these technical problems. But you know, there's plenty going on out there strategy-wise, but in terms of battling, not a lot. Stroll's pitted. So I mean, if your soft tyres can go from lap 32, you'd probably think that mediums for Stroll would go to the end from here. So yeah, no, Boonspoon's having a good Boonspoon. He's having a good race. Is Tsunoda. Slow start for Alpine, by the way, for Gasly. So he's been told to extend as Piastri as Leclerc and Tsunoda do battle here. Tsunoda went more defensive than I thought it was going to do there. And Leclerc just drives around the outside of him at 13, finishes it off in 14 and should be okay in 15. So maybe they're just trying to help his teammate a bit, Tsunoda, where he can. But I think Max, unless he makes some horrific mistake or the team make a mistake or we get a safety car, looking very good here. 10 seconds up the road from Lando Norris still. So I'm a little bit surprised, actually, that Norris didn't start. I mean, I wasn't expecting him to take, 2 seconds a lap out of Verstappen, but I thought he'd be bringing that gap down a bit more than he has. So Verstappen clearly driving very, very nicely. I mean, what with P1 sprint quali, P1 in the sprint, P1 in proper quali, and he's P1 at the moment, so doesn't get much better than that, does it? Soft tyres for Tsunoda on lap 30 of 56. So he's coming 2 laps earlier than we thought there. So maybe Red Bull feel they can get to the end. I suppose there's not a much difference between lap 30 and lap 32. In fact, it's 2 laps. Maths just for you there. So I'm surprised that they've done that, but yeah. For God's sake, it isn't in the pits at all. Leclerc isn't. Stop it, Multiview. You're throwing me off. Russell's with undercut range. Would you prefer to pit first onto a soft or let him go and have to pass on track? Piastri being asked. So he says probably go first. So they don't want to be undercut by Mercedes here. I just don't think Piastri. They were saying, Sky said that Piastri was looking after his tyres, which is why he's so slow. But I mean, if he's looking after his tyres, now's the time to get his foot down. Surely. Piastri's mechanics are in the pit lane. Box, he's told. And that, of course, means get your backside in the pits, lad. We got a driver tracker on the app. We have indeed. How exciting. In comes Piastri for his stop. And it looked like they are used soft tyres, but I'm guessing they've done 3 laps and that'll be about it. So he hasn't got any new softs, has he? That's the other thing as well. Nobody's got, inside those sort of top runners, nobody's got a new set, as Bearman pits as well, of soft tyres. So they're going to be qualifying tyres. Good 3 laps, I must say. Fudd says, good stuff for Piastri, so it's Norris's turn for a slow one. Yeah, basically. We'll see. It might all be okay. It might all be okay for McLaren today. Might. I said might. Sector times again. Leclerc sort of matching Norris in the first sector. Russell very wide there with a front left lockup. At turn 12. There you go. No, Lando hasn't pitted yet. No, he's not pitted yet. He's... I could try and do his pitted now. So I know Leclerc, Piastri, Tsunoda, Bearman, Albon have all pitted. Albon's not top 10, but he's nearly in top 10. He's 11th at the moment. So, yeah. Still waiting for Norris to pit is the short version of that one. According to Fudd, Norris is a net 1 second behind Charles Leclerc. As into the pits comes Lewis Hamilton. So, I think... No. Live timing, not even the official live time, is working on the desktop. So, not sure what's happening, but yeah. Hamilton P6 is going to rejoin in just behind Hulkenberg, so not necessarily clear air, but not in massive traffic, and he is ahead of Oscar Piastri. So that was a reaction then, wasn't it, to Piastri's early stop? And it is soft tyres for Piastri, Tsunoda and Bearman. What did Hamilton go to? I think it was softs, wasn't it, for Lewis? It was indeed. So they are all going to soft tyres here. In comes Antonelli. On board with him in the pits, in the little picture-in-picture, and it's a soft tyre, a little slow to pull away, but nothing to worry about too much. Drops to 14th at the moment, may drop behind Lawson, does indeed, and Stroll, so 16th, 17th, just dropping down Antonelli through the field, down to 18th behind Gasly, so not great, but he's got some nice soft tyres on now, so... Not, yeah. Not sure where the battle is here. I'm trying to work out, without all the data, where we're going to be fighting here. So, Norris being told to box, and he does indeed. So, Leclerc will be ahead of Norris then. The gap is 18 seconds, if my maths is correct, which it probably isn't. But we'll see. It's a slow stop, slightly slow stop for Norris. Not as 3.8, not as bad as, say... Monza, but still slower than he won. Which one was it this time? Repercussions and all that. So Russell goes through, yet to stop. Leclerc goes through. So there you go. Verstappen, Russell, Hulkenberg, Colapinto, all yet to stop. Verstappen told box. The gap is 25.3 back to Russell, so he should be good here to rejoin in the lead. And he's going to react to Norris to try and not lose any time. In fact, that's smart from Red Bull in the end. Apparently Norris's tyres are 6 laps old on his softs. If you've got all that info, Fudd, let me know what's the situation with Verstappen's tyres when they go on, whether they're 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 laps or whatever. It'd be an even number, you think, wouldn't you? Not an even, an odd number, sorry. Out lap, in lap, flying lap. Out lap, flying lap, in lap. Yeah. What we're going to watch here. This is Norris Locking up at turn 12 and just having to do everything to not run wide. He cannot go over those white lines, of course, or it will be a 5-second time penalty. He's on his black and white flag for track limits. Crofty absolutely nailing it there. This is probably the biggest threat to Max Verstappen today for the win, and that is a mistake in the pit stop. So in he comes. On go the soft tyres. Looked slow on the left front, but not horrific. And it's 2.6 seconds, so a net gain of 1.2 there, just in the pit lane alone. So he'll come out now. So we'll see what George Russell does. So Russell in as well. So that's going to be everybody except, I think, Hulkenberg and Colapinto. In fact, Colapinto, I think, is just pitted. So just Hulkenberg yet to stop, I believe, out there. So Hulkenberg doing a cracking job. Leclerc P2. This is going to be close with Piastri, is it? Is that what we're getting excited about on Sky? Hulkenberg pits, so Hulkenberg does give up on those. So Hamilton goes through. Russell drops to 5th. Piastri goes through, so it's not that close. It's going to be the gap, I think, they're talking about more than anything. And it's not a massive gap, you know. Not a massive gap. 2 laps on the softs for Max Verstappen, according to FUD. So there's a 4-lap difference there, isn't there, to Norris's. So that's not ideal, but yeah. Max Verstappen, 5.8 seconds clear of Leclerc, which is substantially less than it was to Norris. But fresher tyres for Max, of course. I just feel like... I mean, if the softs can go from lap 32, Leclerc's tyres should be able to go from lap 25, surely, on the mediums. If the softs can theoretically go from lap 32, he should be okay, shouldn't he? But he's ahead of Norris. So Norris going to have to do it on track. Oh, of course, Edgar. Yes. Oh, yes, Edgar, you're a star. I was trying to work out why it was an even number on Max Verstappen's tyres there. I think Edgar saw my brain turning. Max, of course, didn't get that lap in, did he, in qualifying? So there will be one less lap. Yeah. Lando closing, says Ash. Yep, that gap. Oh, and that's Bearman, and that's round he goes. Does he hit Tsunoda? No, he doesn't. That was a little bit scruffy. But somehow we avoid any kind of contact and any kind of major crash there. Bearman's got going again. But that was... well, I'm not sure. I need to see that again. Tsunoda, he went for a lunge up the inside of sort of 15 and gets squeezed by... Tsunoda, but Tsunoda probably not expecting him to go for the lunge there, and it all fell apart very quickly. Yeah, that could have been a disaster. Let's have a look. So, yeah, he's tried to go for it in the first part of 15. Let's watch this again. Yuki does move to the left when Bearman goes for the move. Bearman has every right to be annoyed there, but yeah, they're not. Yeah, interesting. Hulkenberg has passed Bearman while we're watching the replay of Bearman spinning, because we don't really want to see cars overtaking, do we? There you go. Gap between Leclerc and Norris, 1 point. This feels, well, I say this feels inevitable. But it felt inevitable earlier, and it took Norris quite a while, didn't it? So they've closed the gap to Verstappen. I was just working that out with Norris, 1.7 and 6.5, 8.2-ish. So they are closer, so it has worked that. So I'm watching the lap 36 is the lap we're on, 2 left feet, but the obviously the timing's playing up, so it's wrong on there. So yeah, it is lap 36 of 56, 20 to go, or 21 to go. You count the lap, don't you? So I'm going to do another reset and try and see if it's working, but that'll probably be the last one, because if it's not working by now, it's probably not going to work. Again, the desktop version of the official timing isn't working, but the app is, so yeah. Yeah, slightly slow on the right front there for Norris. Left front as we look at it, his right front. That's not working either. There we go. I think... I don't want to get too excited here, people. I think live timing is back. I don't want to get too excited. But I think we're working. I'm going to look at it like 6 cars have crashed out because we've been doing this and trying to make it all look very nice for you. There you go. I think that's right. Lap 36 of 56. I think we're working. So, celebrations in chat. You'll be able to see what I'm talking about now and not be 10 laps behind. So, thank you again for bearing with me while that got sorted. But we seem to be working at the moment quite nice indeed. We are, yeah. We are. Woohoo! I'm not going to touch anything on OBS now. If it stops working, tough. That's it. It's working enough now. It'll do. Yeah, nobody sneeze. Nobody sneeze. I could turn my phone off now. Stop it burning itself to death. There we go. I think I'm slightly behind, but it's only by about half a second, so we're okay. So that 37 and 56, here we go. I can leave you with your live timing now, and I can keep watching me race. We can see where the battles are. Nice. Yes, hang on a second. So, Norris 1.2 behind Leclerc. That gap is coming down, although it's not coming down as much as it was a lap ago, but it's still coming down. Albon pits for the 400th time. The second time, at least. Is that a third stop for Albon? It is, yeah. No, it can't be. It must be a second stop. It'll take me a minute to catch up on everything here, so bear with me. The battle. So Gasly is right behind Antonelli here. They're having a scrap, which we're not watching because we're obviously going to watch the battle for P2 here. Thinking about the championship. Piastri will be praying Norris doesn't get through. But I think Piastri might be a little bit more concerned about a certain Dutchman at the moment, really. Russell 2.7 behind Oscar, so yeah. Albon's pitted twice. Yeah, it is twice officially. Bortoletto's pitted twice as well. So a couple of drivers are trying to two-stopper. New softs actually for Albon towards the end. So he might be quite petty. Hopefully, if he does start to do what Carlos Sainz did last time out with all his late moves and coming through the field on that after that late pit stop, hopefully we'll see some of it. That'd be nice, wouldn't it? But understand why they're watching. Bortoletto, by the way, gets track limits as well. So just talking on Sky about possible penalties for Norris if he obviously goes over the white lines. So it's a little bit tricky actually, this for Lando to manage, because he's got to push as Albon gets black and white flag as well, and he's got to try and make the move on Norris, but he also has to make sure he stays within track limits. So I wonder if Leclerc may have been told about Norris having that black and white flag. Whether he approaches this differently, I'm not sure. But Norris has got to get this right. He can't afford to go in as hot as that. That was, yeah, he's leaving plenty of margin, to be fair. Apparently the drivers were asking for some sort of gravel down at turn 12, but Kota haven't obviously done that. I thought Lando was going to get Larry there, but he didn't. But I think just a strip of gravel there might solve a lot of the issues, but I appreciate there's quite a lot of series that race around Kota, aren't there? So maybe they can't do that, but just watching how this is going to. So 7/10 is the gap. On go or open for the DRS then for Norris down the start finish straight. Has a little look into turn 1, but only to probably pull out and cool his car a bit. Not a great turn 1, but not a bad one either. Leclerc's tyres are 16 laps old. Norris is a 12, to be fair, overall. Obviously, he didn't put them on lap 12, but 12 laps ago. 6 laps of those are from qualifying and whatnot. So Crofty. Martin Brundle saying now that he thinks this battle between Leclerc and Norris has been a shame because it's robbed us of a fight between Verstappen and Norris for the win. And I get what he's saying, but it's also been really great fun to watch Leclerc versus Norris. And if Norris wants to go and fight Verstappen, then he needs to pass Leclerc, doesn't he? Or is that too simplistic? I thought we were racing, that was all. But again, Norris not close off his 12. Maybe charge his batteries up a bit. I don't know. I'm not confident on these soft tyres going all the way to the end, particularly those who already had quite a few laps on them, with any real pace in them. So, yeah. We're watching Stroll in the mini TV, the picture-in-picture, the mini TV. Tots TV. Oh, Norris very close to being wide there at 19. Apparently nothing's come up for the Bearman Tsunoda incident, according to Sky. No, to be fair, it hasn't at all. Interesting. And they think they should be able to finish on them RC on the soft tyres, mate. They think they should be able to finish on them, but as Fudd pointed out, I think Norris had 6 laps on his before he even put them on. So 16 to go. Piastri. Sorry, 17 to go. Piastri nowhere near Hamilton. I think Piastri just needs to consolidate P5 now, doesn't he? He's not going to get, unless these two collide, he's not getting anything else out of this, is he? He's not going to catch Hamilton 6.2 seconds. Pace isn't there at all. And I don't think Russell... he's a few tenths quicker on that lap, but I'm not convinced Russell's going to get too close to him before the end of the race. But Piastri just needs to bring this home. Thinking of his championship, Max also needs to bring it home, thinking of his championship. Norris on the radio. My tyres are gone. So fastest lap incoming. So he's already saying tyres are gone for Norris. So that's interesting. He still seems pretty pacey, but obviously he doesn't want to be sliding too much, does he? Hamilton, just to say, I'd say now black and white flag for track limits, but it is worth saying, I'm not saying Norris will get a penalty, but obviously he has had a black and white flag. He's on the brink of one. If he was to get a 5-second time penalty, he is 9.8 clear of Hamilton, so he wouldn't actually lose a place from where he is now. So that is something, I guess. But Albon's pushing on, by the way, up to 15th. So Max been told these will be more fragile, these tyres, he needs to look after them, and Norris is already complaining about them gone. So, yeah. Yeah, it's interesting actually though, Clancy. Lewis is losing time to Norris, but he's not falling into the clutches of Piastri. So Hamilton's pace is still good to keep, or good enough to keep those behind him. But he's not got the pace to threaten in front, has he? Which could spice things up. Oof. Stroll very close there. Sorry to Lawson. I realised that was excellent analysis. Me just going oof. I thought Stroll had stuck it in there in a twisty section. He didn't. So Norris told to cool his tyres down. They'll come back to him, is what has been told on the radio. See if that's maybe just a graining phase, perhaps. Is that what we're thinking? Is that the theory there? I mean, they look used, but they don't look bad. Yeah, 15 to go. I usually ask you at the halfway stage what you think about... I'd like you to rate the race out of 10, 1 being horrific and 10 being incredible. Where would you rate it at this stage? And then we'll do it again at the end if I remember to do it. I'm just intrigued as to what you think as we come into the last 15 laps. Do you think this has been a cracking race, or a 1, a 10, a 3? You could argue it's been average F1. Which would be a 6. Yeah, overheated with dirty. Yeah, so he has dropped back. So you'd say you usually drop about 2 seconds, don't you? When you're trying to cool your tyres a bit. So he's got the gap. He's got the margin to Hamilton. He could lose 3 seconds and still be comfortable. So he's all right. Just back off a little bit. I don't like this race just because of Norris being annoying, says the Yinka. Fair enough. Will says 6. Killjoy says 6. 6.5 for Ash. 6.5 for Fudd. 6 for Nick. So a lot of 6 in there, but a lot of 4s as well. So I'll say 5. I'll just slot in the middle there quite happily. No, I don't think 6-ish is fair. It's not. It's going to go in the folder of not terrible, but I'm not going to rush to rewatch it in the morning or anything. It's one of those. Won't be rushing to watch it again, but I don't think it's been dull. I think there's been enough going on. Leclerc and Norris, of course, have really kept it alive at the front, or the sharp end of the grid. Little bit flat, sort of Hamilton, Piastri, Russell. But then Tsunoda's been involved in some stuff. That one with Bearman, of course, he's made up 6 places. Hulkenberg's driven really well. Some stuff going on behind. But I'm watching Albon at the moment. That said, Antonelli's on a 37.5, by the way. So that was his best lap. So he's rapid as Antonelli at the moment. 39.9 on this lap. So he might be able to gain a little bit on those ahead. I think I'm trying to sell it, but I'm looking at the order. I'm not expecting too much to change. Maybe Stroll. He seems to have some okay pace. He's 9/10 off Lawson. Although he did a 140 on the last lap, so maybe not. Looking at this now, I mean, this, as it stands, Max Verstappen will be 40 points behind Oscar Piastri with 5 races to go, including 2 sprints. I'm not saying anything. I don't want to jinx it. Pascal has already rewatched Silverstone, Nico's first podium. Here's my question for you, Pascal. How many times have you rewatched Silverstone? Is it twice a day, every day? Is Leclerc catching? Not. I mean, the last lap he was a tenth slower than Verstappen, so not really. It's sort of hovering around 7 seconds, so 7.1 now. So I don't think. If anything, Max might just be starting to manage the tyres a bit more. He was just told, wasn't he, by GP that they're going to have to do some management. All seems okay. Knock on wood. I think. Thank you very much, Sighted Canvas. Appreciate that, mate. Very good of you. Don't forget to drop a like. I'm sure you have already, Sighted Canvas. I bet you were the first. Yeah, please do drop a like and sub. Really appreciate that. And subscribe to my new channel as well. Pinned at the top. Just a reminder. I said it yesterday while we're just waiting for these to come alive again. I said it yesterday. I'm not going anywhere. I'm still being uploaded to the F1 Word. But this second channel is just an independent place where I can sort of give a bit more of my unfiltered views and do some of the stuff that maybe doesn't fit on the F1 Word. So, but it will all be F1 related, of course. So it's going to be, they're going to be working together as channels. They're going to be brothers. That's all it is. I'm not going anywhere. Don't panic. It is just a second place for me to upload, which I've wanted for a while, to be fair. But I'm doing it now, so there we go. Norris now 2.4 behind Leclerc. Yeah, exactly, a Yinka. Yep, that's that. I wanted to call it the Bottas hate station, but I decided not to. Just for anyone who's watching later and hasn't got the chat, Yinka just says second channel is purely for Bottas hate propaganda. Absolutely. Anushka's in disbelief. Anushka, not only a Ferrari on for a podium, but Leclerc is still P2. He's improved. But yes, to summarise all of that, likes and subs on this channel, greatly appreciated. Please subscribe to the other one. I think we're at nearly at 300 subs actually already. So thank you to everybody who has subscribed to the new channel. Yeah, we are. We're only 7 away. So it's good stuff. Good start. Nice little leg up. Starting point. I won't bang on about it in every stream. Don't worry. It's just for this weekend. I thought I'd promote it a bit and make sure that you all know where I'm going to be. And then you won't be surprised when you find some random channel with my voice on it. And what the hell? This guy sounds like Sean. Just more of an arsehole. Lap 45 of 56, 12 to go. Max Verstappen, 6.5 the gap. So it is coming down a bit now, but only by a tenth of that lap. Thank you very much to Sab Mariners fan, who's not from Grimsby, for the super chat. Says, this off weekend by Piastri is so crucial for Max. If the race ends like this, Max can win out and win the championship 472 to 450 3 races ago. Even if Max won out, even if Max won out, all Piastri had to do was finish P2. Thank you very much, mate, for your super chat. Sorry that I could not get the words out there, but thank you very much for your support as always, mate. And yeah, this certainly, I think even the biggest skeptic is going to go, okay, there's a chance here. You mean there's a chance? Yeah, I'm just slow. I just don't have the grip when I'm close, says Norris. Okay, mate, I understand the car feels crap right now, but the pace is really strong. We're under no threat from behind. When the carcass gets cooler, we'll go and get Leclerc. So they still think there's some pace there, but yeah. I think I didn't catch all of that, but I think Zach Brown on the pit wall has just said something along the lines of, we'll go get them in Mexico. So obviously, I think he's conceding that maybe Verstappen's a tad out of reach today. I don't know, but... looks like I need to apologise to Charles' it's best bike. Fair enough. Ahmed says, say my name, please. There you go. I think Max plan of attack, keep ahead of the McLarens at every race until the end. Every possible race, sorry. Yeah. I still, even though he's massively brought himself into play in the last few races, but this weekend massively as well. I still think he's very much not in a nothing to lose position, but there's not really any pressure on him. If he comes through and wins the championship, he's going to be lauded for it. If he doesn't, no one's going to be like, oh, Max is terrible, because nobody thought he was going to win it. So he's under a lot less pressure, but he's really put the pressure on McLaren, and that's what he needed to do. And there you go. Locomotive is waiting for the new channel to get to 299 subs so they could be 300, or apparently 298. So there you go. Who's going to be number 300? It's all you care about, really, people. It's all you care about, really. Two Left Feet says the rookies have really struggled this race. Let's have a look, actually, while we wait to see if Norris is just starting to close in now on Leclerc. 4/10 on that lap. So he's leaving it late, but we might get a late little battle there. So rookies, Bortoletta's 19th, so can't struggle much more than that, can you? Thank you, Clansom. I'm glad you're over there, mate. I meant to mention it earlier to you because, yeah, it'd be great to have you guys all over there, to be honest. All 130,000 of you, but I'm not sure everyone will. We'll see. Colapinto. Is Colapinto a rookie? He sort of still is, isn't he? He did those races last year, but yeah. Hadjar, yeah, he had his crash yesterday in qualifying, really set him back, didn't it? So that kind of ruined his day. And see, Antonelli, he was wiped out by Sainz, so I don't really blame him for being down there in 14th, because he's had good pace at times and was probably on for points today. So I'll rule him out. And Bearman as well, actually, he's a rookie, he's up in 9th. So a mixed bag, let's say. That's the plan, Clansom. You never know. One either side. And maybe a gold one in the future. Who knows? Hadjar is... He got some battles. I mean, Leclerc, again, is going to have to do some defending because Norris did a 37.7, which was half a second quicker than Leclerc on the last lap. So he is closing. So he has cooled those tyres and bringing it now towards Leclerc a bit more. Antonelli passes Ocon, by the way, for P13. And Hadjar's going to have a go here at Pierre Gasly into 12. Not quite. Gasly just too far ahead on that occasion. That is the thrilling battle for P16 between Gasly and Hadjar. Not been Hadjar's weekend, has it, at all? But I still think he's had a fantastic season. A little bit of a lull in the middle from Hadjar, but maybe to be expected. But he's really done a great job, and I hope he gets a second season at Racing Bulls, quite frankly. Here goes the replay of Antonelli passing Ocon into turn 12. Nice, clean move. Is he on fresher tyres, Antonelli? He is indeed. So, and softer tyres. So, Here we go. Then Norris now 1.4 behind Leclerc. Locomotive got 300. There you go. Thank you, everybody, getting that one to 300. Appreciate that. And well done to Locomotive for number 300. So Max was number 1. Locomotive was number 300. There we go. Thank you very much, guys. Appreciate that. $300 subscriber special when. There you go. Hadjar and Gasly still fighting. 6 laps to vote for your driver of the day. We'll do driver of the day after the... I was going to say after the stream finishes, but that doesn't work, does it? I mean, after the race finishes at the moment, Leclerc 35%. I think that's a great shout. But I also think Verstappen as well. Maybe people are bored of Verstappen winning this weekend. Maybe that's why. I don't know. But yeah, going to get spicy here. I think Leclerc's going to have to be quite aggressive in defence, bearing in mind that those tyres of... Well, this is Ted, sorry. So Russell is going to chase down Piastri, according to Ted there. Ted getting excited, saying that Russell's managed to cut underneath 3 seconds, but he was 2.5 behind a few laps ago, so that gap increased a bit. But yeah, I mean, he's half a second up, 2 tenths up on the last lap, 2 tenths up in the first sector this lap alone, Russell. So that is going to be a battle, unless Piastri's got some sort of response, which he may use. Hamilton very much going to be P4 today, unless something happens. Norris now within DRS. Yeah, that's a fair. See, Rizzy Law says, I hope Hadjar goes to Red Bull. He's actually so good. Ayinka says, yeah, but if he's good, would you truly want to wish that fate on him? Which is a fair point. Leave him where he is. Let him stay with Racing Bulls. I mean, Hadjar's probably their only option for that second seat, unless they do want to keep Tsunoda. But I'll just read this with Sad Mariners fan, then we'll see. We'll keep an eye on Norris here, but he says, give Hadjar a second season in the Racing Bulls. Piastri gets poached from McLaren by Red Bull after he falls out with the team, and Max goes to GT Racing in 2027, opening the door for Hadjar then. There you go, all sorted. All sorted. Right then. This is the battle. Again, Norris, he'll get it if he does go wide at any point. He's got the gap back to Hamilton, so unless they collide, worst case scenario here for Norris, P3. Best case, P2. Let's see how aggressive Leclerc is. Leclerc has saved his battery nicely, 90% compared to Norris, 60%. So I'm guessing that's now going to plummet, because surely Leclerc is just going to hit that button. And that's good. They're not going to show us. They're not going to show us. Yeah, Tsunoda's been strong this weekend, to be fair, Boom Spoon. I agree. He's done a good job. That is his job, I suppose, yeah. I suppose, yeah, worst case scenario is contact. To be fair, I did say worst case scenario unless they collide is. But yeah, that's very true. Half a second, well, 6 tenths between them. Now coming down to half a second. Clunk that curb on the inside. The trouble for Norris, though, is if he does go off, and he's going to pull 5 seconds in a handful of laps, and Norris is closing. He's going to go from the inside of turn 1. Leclerc cuts back under and takes him in position back. There we go. I winced then. I was just waiting for contact. But Norris threw up the inside of turn 1. That's what we need to see more of, Lando. That's better. But Leclerc cut back under very nicely and kept the position. So the battle continues. Leclerc knew that was coming, didn't he? Norris has got the speed here. He's got the pace. And with 6 to go, I mean, he's not quick enough to catch Verstappen, I don't think. But you never know. But here we go. Only 4 tenths between us. So this is going to be... I think Norris should get this done now. But Leclerc might fight a bit harder. And he does cover the inside, but doesn't. He's allowed Norris to go for the inside line. Norris goes through and takes P2. Leclerc didn't put up an awful lot of a fight into that corner. He could have squeezed in, but he didn't. And Norris takes P2. Will Leclerc have a go to get back at him down the start-finish straight? Probably not. That was... we got an overtake, but it was a bit anticlimactic, wasn't it, after all of that wait? Leclerc's still in there, though, at the moment. It's now 6/10, though, so unlikely. It looks like the rears are a little bit... Yeah, back end on that Ferrari isn't great. Keep the pressure on. He has 3 strikes. Oh, good shout, actually, from his... that's good info from Charles Leclerc's engineer. So, yeah, the back end of the Ferrari looks a little bit all over the place now, so maybe the rears are going. But that was the one into turn 1 where you just went in too hot and then Leclerc just went, okay, well, I'll come back underneath then and take the position. But actually Norris actually managed to stay with Leclerc through there. But Leclerc definitely didn't go as aggressively to the left as he did to his teammate yesterday, which is interesting. Hamilton's had a lap time deleted, but not on a black and white flag, so he's okay. And Leclerc now 1.3 behind, so I think that is the end of that, to be fair. That now puts Norris on 3-3-2. That's 14 points. He'll be off his teammate. 14 and 40. There you go. Just need to remember that for now. I feel like... I think for Oscar's sake... He doesn't mathematically need to win Mexico, but I think for Oscar's sake, he needs to either win that race or outscore Verstappen and Norris, because I think that pressure is soon going to build if that gap keeps coming down, isn't it? So, Isack Hadjar on the back here of Gasly. We're going to watch an overtake down to turn 12 here with a bit of DRS for Hadjar in the thrilling battle for P16. And through he goes. Very simple move. Look at all the pickup on that left front when they go offline, all the marbles. A lot of dirt out there. I think Max is cruising at the front. 38.1 last lap. Norris at 37.8. Yeah, I think Max is just looking after things, bringing it home. Now, he's got some traffic ahead, which he won't really want, but I'm sure it'll get out of the way. Good shout from Foot, actually, as well. Says, I think Hadjar deserves a medal for having to drive carefully since lap 6. I did say I'd be very surprised if he got to the end of the race without a penalty, but he hasn't had that extra track limit strike, has he? So he's all right. He's done well. Sighted canvas wants somebody to do the maths on if we're going to have a 3-way tie in the finale. Oh, don't. That'd be so much fun. That's... We're live all weekend if that's the case for Abu Dhabi. We're doing practice and everything. Because that would be incredible. Probably will make quite a fuss of the season finale anyway, to be honest. Because I think whether Max is in it or not, I still think this one goes down to the wire. How close it'll be. How is Norris so fast on old soft, says Nick. I think those laps where he managed to cool them down probably helped him a lot. I think the reason we're seeing all this pace from Lando now is he needs that 5 seconds, doesn't he, just in case. But then I suppose all he needs to do is just keep it on the track and he'll be fine. So, yeah, no, that's a good point. No lap cars yet. I think we're about to get some as Verstappen is closing in on, I think, Bortoletto somewhere. Yes, he is. So, it's going to happen at some point, but we've got the 2 Alpines scrapping here on the run to turn 12. Colapinto versus Gasly. Colapinto saying, mate, both cars are managing here, so we just need to hold positions, please. Colapinto saying he's slow. And I tell you what, it's all right holding positions, but you've got Bortoletto up there trying to get through. And, of course, it's so important that these moves have... I mean, why? I don't know. Yeah, maybe, Nick. Maybe that's where it's heading. Colapinto saying he's too slow, and then they're told to hold positions, but then Bortoletto's right behind them. So Again, it doesn't really matter in terms of points, but is Bortoleto letting Max go? He needs to. He does indeed. And there goes Colapinto on Gasly. And that's had contact. Is the contact? Not quite. No, Colapinto's ignored team orders and gone past Pierre Gasly into P17. My God. Yeah, no, it was Spoon. Gasly was having a good race at one stage, or seemed to be, but it's not really... I mean, the Alpine's crap, isn't it? Let's be honest. At least they've put a yellow stripe on it for the lols this weekend, because it's about the only interesting or significant thing that's happened to Alpine this weekend is they've got yellow on the cars now. I wonder if Colapinto was told not to hold station because Gasly was so slow, but did they touch... Ooh, very close, but actually, no, not quite. But I wonder if there might be a stroppy radio call from Gasly. But again, I mean, is there any point getting too fussed about that as Verstappen laps one of the Alpines there of Gasly? Pretty much, yeah. I agree with that. Shabuzi. I know who Shabuzi is. It's rare that Shaw says that one as a celebrity waving the flag. He's going to wave the checkered flag today. We've got 2 laps still to go, of course. Well, the rest of this one and the final lap. I know that will surprise you there, that we're going to have a final lap. As bad as their Alpine are, their drivers are always entertaining on tracks as a yinker. Fair enough. I mean, that was fun, wasn't it? They had a battle, so... It's the problem with the yellow on the... I said this to Stuart yesterday, very quickly. The yellow on the Alpine, the reason I hate it is because I resent it, because it reminds me of the beautiful blue and yellow mild 7 Fernando Alonso era. And I kind of wish they'd just go back to that rather than the pink. But so seeing it on there just makes me resent it and makes me angry. Completely irrationally angry. Let's not a lot to say. Norris, he's got 7 seconds to Leclerc now, so no pressure for him. Hamilton nowhere near. Russell didn't get anywhere near. Piastri, I will say actually though, Piastri is closing in on, no, has been closing in on Hamilton. It's now 2.5, so he's not going to do anything about it, but the gap is coming down a bit, so... But Max Verstappen comes through turn 15 and then through the fake turn 8 from Turkey. He took sprint pole on Friday. He won the sprint race on Saturday. He took pole position yesterday, and he comes around the final corner in Austin to win the 2025 United States Grand Prix and provisionally cut the gap at the top of the standings to 40 points. I say provisionally because Piastri has just got the gap to Hamilton down to 1.4 seconds in about 3 corners. So just keep an eye on that. It's now 1.2. Lando Norris takes P2 to close the gap to his teammate. Leclerc P3. I don't know what's happening to Hamilton, but Piastri is flying. And I think Hamilton's going to be okay here. He is indeed. He's out the final corner and will take P4. But Piastri is going to be about a second behind over the line. That all got a bit close at the end. Hamilton did 27.7 in the first sector. Piastri did 26.1. Then it was a 41.8 plays to 39.5. So Hamilton really struggled there. That got a bit exciting. But no, Piastri stays P5. Russell P6. Tsunoda will come around the final corner. And actually, to be fair, really great drive for Tsunoda today. Up 6 places. P7 needed that for himself. Nico Hulkenberg. Pascal can do a dance. Hulkenberg over the line for P8. And then we get Ollie Bearman's going to get a couple of points. And we're also going to get a point for Fernando Alonso as well. So Hamilton said he thought he had a front right puncher, apparently. That's why it got a bit tasty at the end there. So obviously not. But there go the remainder of the top 10 all over the line. I'll run through the order properly in just a few minutes with all the times and the gaps and things like that. So, but yes, good stuff there. Max Verstappen then he's won it all this weekend. Which means that we'll go through the table as well in a minute. But I think that means that Piastri 14 points clear of Norris now. Verstappen just 40 behind Piastri, which I say just, you might think that's a lot, and it is still a lot. But don't forget, we were all saying at the summer break, not a cat in hell's chance Max can turn this around. And here we are with 5 to go. So, good shout, Joe. Bearman points despite the win. I'll say that when I go through the order. I'll tell you what I'll do then. If you are disappearing now, because I know some of you will after the race, thank you very much for your support today. Thanks for bearing with me with the technical issues. It was great to have your company. I will be back next weekend with the Mexico City Grand Prix watch-along here on this channel. And the quali watch-along will either be here or on the new channel. So make sure you're subscribed to both, and I'll let you know in the preview next week what's going to be where, just if you want to know. So make sure you subscribe to the F1 Word and to Formula Sean as well. Link in the comment section and the description if you fancy doing that. Thank you to everyone who's done that so far. And drop a like before you go. But I'm going to go and have a drink of my very grown-up Ribena. I'm sorry, I just love Ribena. I don't care. Hamilton got black and white flags on the last lap, by the way, but it's fine. Have a drink of my Ribena. Quick pause, 15 seconds. I'll be back with you. We'll run through the order. We'll look at the championship, do driver of the day, have a bit of a chat, and then we'll round up for the weekend. So give me 15 seconds. I overran there, I think. I'm sorry. You can always tell me off later. I need to know where we're at into so 2:12-ish. So yeah, that's fine. Max Verstappen has won the 2025 United States Grand Prix in not 2023 dominant style, but pretty comfortably in the end, finishing 8 seconds clear of Lando Norris. The pace was in the Red Bull today, but we'll probably debate this later, how much of that gap is because Lando Norris had to squabble with Charles Leclerc for so long in this race. Lando Norris finishing P2 and Charles Leclerc in P3. Really fun race, actually, all afternoon between Norris and Leclerc, one way or another. So great stuff from those two. So thank you to them. Lewis Hamilton, a pretty lowly P4 for most part in the end. 13.1 seconds off Leclerc. Very nearly pit by Piastri. He was catching on that final lap after Hamilton reported he thought he had a right front puncture, but he did hang on to P4 with Piastri P5. That is a big weekend for the championship. George Russell P6. Probably more of a threat earlier in the race to Piastri than he was towards the end there. There was a moment where it looked like he might be coming back in him, but he didn't. But still, good points for George Russell. Wasn't expecting Mercedes to be too quick this weekend, so probably where I've put them if I was guessing at the start of the weekend. Yuki Tsunoda made 6 places in the race and ended up P7, so good stuff from him. Yes, a long way off Max, but still, second Red Bull, bad car, struggles that he's been having. He's got to be happy with that. Nico Hulkenberg will be very happy, actually, with P8. He gained 3 places as well. Ollie Bearman, P9, despite, as Joe said in chat a moment ago, a spin where he was hit by Carlos Sainz at turn 15, which put the car into a spin. Bearman rejoined. And actually, no, it wasn't. Sorry, I'll rephrase that. He didn't at all get hit by Antonelli. I'm getting mixed up here. He went for it on Tsunoda. Tsunoda closed the door. Bearman has to take action, then had the spin and still finished P9. Sorry about that. I'm getting my 2 turn 14, 15 moments mixed up there. P9 for him. P10 for Alonso. And a point for Aston Martin. Liam Lawson 3.2 seconds behind in P11 with Lance Stroll P12, Antonelli P13. He was the one who was hit by Carlos Sainz at turn 15, and that put him into a pretty miserable position, really. But he's, I think, doing well to recover to P13. Difficult to come back from there. Albon 14th. He had problems on the first lap. I was messing around with technical issues, so I'm not 100% what they were, but 14th in the end. Ocon 15th. Hadjar 16th. He had his crash yesterday in quali, of course, but not great. I mean, he gained 4 places, so credit where it's due, I guess. Colapinto 17th, 18th for Bortoletto, and 19th for Pierre Gasly. Sainz retiring after that collision with Kimi Antonelli. That means Oscar Piastri still top of the championship. It's a lot closer, though. 346 points for him. He is 14 points clear of Lando Norris in second, but Max Verstappen, after an incredible run of form and a pretty much perfect weekend, now only 40 off the top. So he's certainly brought himself into play. He's put himself in the position to capitalise on any luck that may fall his way, and he's piling the pressure on McLaren. Tasty 5 races to go. George Russell stays 4th on 252. Leclerc has 192 now, thanks to that podium today, and Lewis Hamilton on 142. Antonelli stays on 89. It's still 73 for Alex Albon. Hulkenberg actually moves up 2 places now into P9 with his 4 points today, now on 41 points. Isack Hadjar drops to 10th on 39. Sainz drops to 11th on 38. Alonso has 37 points. Stroll on 32. Lawson has 30, Ocon 28, Tsunoda on 28, Gasly on 20. Bearman moves up 1 with his 2 points today onto 20 into 18th place. Bortoletto drops to 19th on 18, and Colapinto, the only driver who's still racing in F1, yet to score. McLaren already Constructors Champions, we know, 678 for them. Mercedes on 341, Ferrari on 334. That is 7 points between them. That's something to keep an eye on if you give a hoot about who finishes in second place. And don't totally rule out Red Bull. They are on 331 points, only 3 off Ferrari, so they're still in this. They're 10 off. They're going to need Yuki to do more of what he's done this weekend or today, but yeah, don't rule them out totally. Williams in P5 have 111. Racing Bulls have 72. Aston Martin are on 68. Sauber on 55. Haas on 48. Sorry, 59 for Sauber. 48 for Haas and 20 for Alpine, who again failed to score this weekend. It was officially driver of the day for Charles Leclerc, by the way. We'll do ours in just a few, but yeah. I'll see what you guys are saying. Thank you very much, Locomotive. Take care, mate. If you're still here, I don't know if you will be, but thank you very much for joining me. I hope to catch you again soon. Why are we not talking about Lando being close to Piastri in points? Why do you only mention the Max to Piastri gap? So Citrus. I literally, Citrus, just mentioned the Lando Norris to Verstappen to Piastri gap. So, yeah. So obviously, you've typed that before I finished going through the order. Gizzy, are we still pretending the Red Bull is hard to drive? The second Red Bull is not a good car to drive. We know that, but I'll give you that, it isn't as hard as it was. I think whatever upgrades they've bought over the last few races, and certainly I think Lauren McKee's is more. He is more on the technical side, isn't he? He's more on the engineer side. So I think his input has probably helped quite a bit as well to make that car more drivable. So it's more drivable than it was 8 races ago, let's say. But it's still, the second Red Bull is not as comfortable as the first Red Bull. But then also, that's kind of difficult to gauge because you could stick Max Verstappen in just about anything and he'd probably win in it. So I'm exaggerating slightly. That's not entirely true. Oscar is one DNF away from being in serious jeopardy, says CPB. I mean, if he DNFs in Mexico and Lando finishes top 3 and Max finishes top 3, then he'll fall behind Lando and he's going to be in big trouble from Max, isn't he? So I think if that were to happen, I don't want to say it is going to happen, but if it was to happen, then I would be saying we're looking at Lando v Max for the title, but we've got a way to go yet. Ultimate Deadpool says Max now has scored 119 points out of 133. Is that since the summer break, Deadpool? That's, wow, that'd be quite a stat there. Yeah, I don't know if Oscar's lost trust in the team. I think Oscar's feeling the pressure, no doubt about that. But McLaren, I mean, I've been saying this now for a few weeks. McLaren just seem hell-bent on throwing all this away. But hey, let's see what happens in the coming weeks. It might all change. Tsunoda driver of the day, I reckon, says Adrian. Good action from Norris and Leclerc. Piastri really needs to pull his socks up, though. Thank you for your coverage, Sean. No problem, mate. Thank you for popping along and having a chat. Good to see you. You could stick Max's shopping trolley and he'd still win the odd race. Yeah, I mean, who remembers Japan? Start of the season, what, third race? That Red Bull was nowhere and suddenly Max was like, hello. I can win. That was a terrible race, wasn't it? Nothing happened, but yeah. It's going to be fascinating to see what happens. Hang on, I want to hear this. Right. That's a change in rhetoric from Max Verstappen. He's just said the chance is there. For the last few weeks, he's been saying that he's out of it. So he's now saying the chance is there. We just need to have more weekends like this. So that's the first time in a while that he's been in it, if you like, from his side of things. But it's a 3-way fight. And I really hope this goes, however it works out, I hope this goes right down to the wire in Abu Dhabi. I'd love a handful of points between the top 3 drivers in whatever order. Would be freaking incredible for Abu Dhabi, wouldn't it? Perfect way to round out this set of regulations. Yeah, a nice dramatic Abu Dhabi to round out a set of regulations. It's been a while since we've had one of them, so. Try not to say any more, but there you go. I mean, Ultimate Deadpool says, I think Max has got a 75% chance of winning the championship. Well, Max hasn't got to worry about his team micromanaging races, has he, for him, and switching positions left, right, and centre, because he's the only one up there. So it's one less thing for him to worry about. I said to, again, I talked a lot to Stuart yesterday. We were both sort of saying that, you know, Red Bull's strategy is very much, don't worry, Max will save us. Seems to be their strategy for a long time. So I don't know. I'm a Max Verstappen fan, so I don't want to get too carried away. I've said it 100 times before this season. I don't really give a crap which one of the McLarens wins it if they're going to win it. If Piastri does it, fantastic. First Aussie World Championship since 1980. If Lando Norris does it, fantastic. First British World Champion since 2020. So whatever. It's yeah. If Ferrari ain't going to do it, and they ain't, then let's get behind Max Verstappen. But does that officially rule George out now? I know mathematically, I think he was still in it quite recently, wasn't he? So, and I'm saying mathematically clearly because he wasn't in the title fight. So, even if it's a 1% chance Max is taking, it's a cited canvas, just because everything is the opposite of usual this year, says Yinka, and says, I'm betting McLaren will be dominant in Mexico. Yeah. I don't know about exactly opposite. I get what you're saying, though. There have been some weekends where I've expected something to go one way and it's gone the opposite or the other way to be expected, or a bit differently or whatever. But yeah, I mean, I didn't expect Red Bull. This is a track that's very technical, so I didn't expect Red Bull to turn up here and just be the team to beat, effectively, as it turned out. So there you go. Maybe Mexico will. But I mean, Mexico is a bit of a leveler, isn't it? Less so than it used to be, but it's still a bit more of a leveler, so it could be interesting. We might have a good weekend for... In fact, hang on a second. One second. Autodromo and Menas Rodriguez. Weather. Oh, it's dry now. It did say rain when I checked it. Not yesterday, day before, Friday. Now it looks like it's going to be nice and sunny. Damn, that would have been fun. A bit of rain in Mexico, wouldn't it? I can see Mercedes dropping to fourth if Max keeps winning. Yuki keeps scoring, says CPB. Yeah, they need Antonelli to sort of... I'm not going on Antonelli. He's had a really good run of races, but he needs to keep that up, doesn't he? Bounce back from this immediately and start picking up the points again. So, yeah. Fudd says, cutting the video just before they saw the overtake. About right, yeah. Online betting, has Piastri at 38%, Verstappen at 35%, and Norris at 28%, says the internet banana. So, wow. I think 28% is harsh on Norris. He's only 14 points behind Piastri. So, I guess looking at form, though, I mean... I told you yesterday, I always have a Wikipedia with you lot. I never ever do it otherwise, honest. What's Norris's run of form? Yeah, no. I mean, first DNF, second, seventh, third. Oh, look at Verstappen. Verstappen was ninth in Hungary, and then it was second, first, second, and then first again today. So this is... yeah. Piastri second, first, third, DNF fourth. Yeah, Piastri's run of form is slightly better, isn't it? They both had a DNF, but Piastri with a fourth rather than a seventh. Yeah, I'm not counting today, by the way, but yeah, no. So I can sort of see why that, but it seems a little bit harsh on Lando that it's only 28%. I don't know how betting works though. Do they take into account what they think of whether or not a driver can get it done, or is it all done on data and I don't know. So. But good info. It's something that sort of look at. something definitely to look at, or keep in the back of our minds that around this time, Lando Norris was only about 28% in it, according to some of the betting markets. So that'd be an interesting one to see at the end of the season. The trouble is that makes him the underdog now. And you know what I'm like with an underdog. So if I turn up next weekend all dressed in papaya and I've got a Lando Norris hat on, you know it's all changed here. I do like to root for an underdog, so if that's the case, maybe that's who we should be rooting for. But I know a lot of you hate the idea of a Lando Norris World Championship, and I don't know why. I've said it before. It doesn't change your opinion. You can say what you like, to be fair. But I've met Lando a few times. I've spent more time with him over the last 5 years than most members of my family. He's a really lovely guy. So I think, yeah, let's not get into it. Not today. Let's do driver of the day. Then we'll do some Q&A before we wrap it up. The official F1 theme is on the Dutch national anthem, absolutely. Who was your driver of the day then? Leclerc got it officially. Pop a surname in. You can do an honourable mention as well if you like. And then we'll go through it and we'll see how we go. I'm just trying to work out. There's a few. I'm just looking through the order. There's a few in there that deserve a shout. I think my short list would be Verstappen, obviously. Leclerc for his sort of his first set of defensive driving, not the second one where Norris finally got him, but the first set of defensive driving was really good. So I think he's going to get a shout for that. But I think Tsunoda as well could be in the mix a little bit and getting himself up to P7. So a few on my short list. It's not a lift, is it? But yeah, let's see what you're saying. So I reckon Brazil and Vegas could be banana skin peel, says CPB. Yeah, I mean, Interlagos is a lottery. Vegas is still relatively unknown, but I throw Qatar in there as well. If it gets really hot there again, it might cause problems with tyres. It might cause, the drivers may struggle physically. It'll be very demanding, so that's still an unknown a little bit. I think really the only sort of known quantities for the rest of the season are Mexico and Abu Dhabi, and they're not really, because anything can happen, can't it? So, yeah. Kevin's gone with Yuki. Deadpool's gone with Max. Farting Golf Boss gone with Sights. Ayinka says Verstappen. Paolo says Yuki. Ash says Hadjar, the black and white flag on lap 3, and kept it clean till the end. Fair enough. Verstappen easy, says Corner Wookie. I'd agree with Leclerc, says Fudge. Yuki was good, but for that move on Bearman was too much. That's a good point. Yeah, you know my rules on that, don't you? So maybe I have to take him off that short list. If Max will do drive the day first, then we'll do questions and comments like that. So Tsunoda says Pacey Bennett. Murray's gone with the virtual safety car driver. Didn't even have to get in the car. Pascal says Verstappen, but honourable mention goes to Tsunoda and Hulkenberg. Tyrannosaurus Max says Sighted Canvas. Norris for coming back late, says Richie. That's a fair shout as well. Yuki from a hopeful Yuki fan, says Stuart. Max says Toby. Nick says Leclerc. Yeah. Just one sec. That's a choke for a second. Sorry. I'll go Verstappen then. Yeah. But I think, I don't know how much of Verstappen is because it has been pretty much the perfect weekend. In fact, you know what? It has been the perfect weekend. No, he didn't top FP1, but who gives a shit? All right, he may not have got fastest lap today, but I think it's been as close to perfect as you're going to get. So, yeah, I think that's part of it with Max as well. He's definitely driver of the weekend. I mean, come on. But yeah, I didn't think about that. I think Lando actually late on with that, getting that move done eventually. But again, I keep saying this, that it's same in Baku. That move on Leclerc needed to happen so much sooner, and I think there were a couple of chances there to get it done and he didn't. So he's gonna, I think, and maybe this is what the betting markets think, I don't know, but I think Lando needs to start to get a bit more ruthless. And I don't think Singapore was ruthless, looking back, really. Kevin says Max is 40 points back now. This might end up very interesting. It could do. Any chance Mexico could be wet, says Nick. No, I checked it just now and it's going to be dry. It was a couple of days ago set to be wet, but it's already changed. So I guess if it's changed in the last 2 days, it might change again before next weekend. So who knows? A bit of rain in Mexico will be fun. I did see Fud actually say that Mexico can be a bit weird due to the high elevation, but unless I'm thinking of something else, I think it's less of a thing now, isn't it, than it was. That's that fella again whose name I've forgotten. The actor dude. He's been everywhere this weekend. I don't know if there's a reason for that. You're all going to tell me there's this really massive film coming out that we all need to be very excited about, but all it's going to take is one DNF for Oscar and the title is within Max's reach, says CPB. Yeah. I mean, well, a DNF for Oscar, like I say, and then a top 3 for Lando, and he's top of the championship, isn't he? So with 4 to go, let's say, if it happened in Mexico. So, yeah. After Zandvoort, it was 105 points back. Given he has 1 extra race and 1 extra sprint, I can't see how he doesn't win it now, says Moray. High elevation means less aero effect, lower DRS effect, and higher stress on the engines, more chance of them going pop. Yeah, that does mean that... is it the Running Man remake? Thank you to Left Feet. They've just described Mexico as very much a Red Bull track, so there you go. I'm not going to go back to Wikipedia now, but that's what Sky have just said, so there you go. But yeah, no, I suppose it does mean we'll get less overtaking in theory, doesn't it? But I think there's some good sections around trying to think of the track name, Autodromo and Manos Rodriguez. So yeah, some good racing in there. I love the stadium section, but Red Bull will always dominate. Their focus is aero, says Corner Wookie. I enjoy the Mexico tracks with good overtaking in turn 1 and 4. Turn 4 was where Seb Vettel got in trouble for having to go at Charlie Whiting, didn't he? After all that fuss with Daniel Ricciardo and co. So apparently NBA's back on Tuesday. Didn't know it was on Sky, so there we go. I can watch that. I can't remember the old Running Man film. I might have to go have a look at that, but yeah, I can't remember that one. But we need a 3-way crash between Max, Lando and Oscar with Charles coming through for the win, says Kevin. Yeah, that could be interesting. Any chance McLaren will finally start developing the cars, says M. Harati. It's a bit late now, isn't it? It's a fair question. If they feel they need to do something to try and fend off Red Bull and Verstappen, maybe, but I don't know how quickly can you turn upgrades around. That's the trouble. I mean, only 5 races to go, and those 5 races are coming in 7 weekends. In 7 weeks, so I can't see any update's not going to arrive until sort of. I mean, if you rush it, maybe Vegas, but possibly Brazil. I don't know. Yeah, I don't think they will. But yeah, tough. I get what you're saying. I get what you're getting at, Harati. I totally see what you're saying. You know, Red Bull is still developing, so maybe they ought to. But yeah. Oh, CPB says tomorrow. Let's be honest. The Cornetto trilogy is great, but some of his other stuff hasn't been as good. Just on my Skybox of the day, the Cornetto trilogy was described as the 3 flavors trilogy. Obviously, because of sponsorship or whatever, because they can't say Cornetto, but it did change a few days later. I was like, you can start off with that. Cited Gavin says, don't think anyone would doing development. I think Red Bull seem to want to, and that's made me sceptical that next year they might not be in a great shape, but. Or they're all done for next year already. They're so dominant already in the simulators and not bothering. But Laura McKee's doing a good job there, for sure. Any more questions, comments on the race? Anything you want to know about what's happening next week? Or I've said the weather. We've checked the weather already, haven't we? So we don't need to do that one. We've had a look at the championship. We talked about the race order. We've done driver of the day and all of that business. So I'll take your questions and then I'll wrap things up in a few minutes and leave it there, because it is getting on. It's Sunday night. I know some of you got work and school or college or uni or whatever tomorrow. I don't know what you've got planned, but yeah, so I won't leave it too late. This is Lauren McKee, sorry, see if he's saying anything. So apparently they're working on both fronts, Red Bull, on this year's car and next year's car. He's just said there. A timely quote from Laura McKee. So ooh. So there you go. And actually, the Jensen Button stat there, Max has taken 23 points out of Oscar Piastri this weekend. That's as good as a DNF, isn't it? At a standard race weekend, nearly. That's huge. Absolutely huge. What's the times for next week? What times would you like to know, Mr. Sighted Canvas? I say Mr. That was very presumptuous of me. But yes, I can tell you. Well, I could give you the track time, and I can give you the... Oh no! Clocks go back in the UK next weekend. So now I'm gonna have to check everything 300 times in the preview. So the proofread is gonna take me 4 hours because I'll be paranoid that I've got something wrong. So UK time for Mexico next weekend, pretty similar actually to this weekend, sort of give or take half an hour here or there. So FP1 is at 7:30 p.m. I should do it preview style. So FP1 will kick the weekend off from 7:30 p.m. BST, and that is followed later that afternoon by FP2 at 11 p.m. Saturday's F1 action starts with FP3 at 6:30 p.m. With qualifying later that evening at 10 p.m. and it will be lights out for the race on Sunday at 8 p.m. and once again that is in UK time. There you go. It always 6 years have been doing that. It just flows off now like tyre talk. Yeah, so pretty much the same as this weekend. Not too different. All late night and evening. I think quali's the same time. Race is the same time. Practice 3 is... Well, the sprint this weekend, so that doesn't count, does it? So yeah, practice 2 is quite late, 11 p.m. So there you go. A preview to the preview, exactly. You know me. I like to treat you all. So there you go. Yeah, they're the times for next week. So daylight savings. Do the clocks go back in the US? Any USA fans out there still here? I'm sure some of you will be. Do the clocks go back next Saturday night, Sunday morning in the US as well? Please say yes, because then it's just less. Because then I can just work out 5 hours back for Eastern time and 8 hours back for Pacific time. It's just easier for me. Oh, I have to wait an extra week, do I, Nick? Oh, what? So it's 4 hours next week, or is it? No, it's 6 hours, wouldn't it? I don't know. I'll work it out. But it's they go back, don't they? So nice and confusing. It just messes my preview. I'm just complaining. I'm just moaning for moaning's sake. Simple as that. When will we scrap daylight saving? Says Nick. And well, it crops up every time the clocks move, doesn't it? I don't know, really. I don't think they ever will, but yeah. November 2nd, Kevin said. Thank you, Kev. I kev'd you. There you go. Why not? Yeah, Vegas will be fun. I will say there won't be... I think I said this yesterday, just to let you know well in advance, there won't be a race watch along for Vegas. Not because I don't want to do it and don't want to get up at 4 a.m, because I will be up at 4 a.m. to watch the F1, but my other half works, so I don't really think it's fair to be screaming and shouting at 4 o'clock in the morning, 3 feet away from the bedroom where they're sleeping. It's not very fair. So, yeah, they're probably... Unless something changes, that's the way it is. I mean, it's a good few weeks away yet, but just letting you know in advance. So that's the one we'll likely be missing this year. But Pascal, this could be the question we end on, actually. Says there are 24 points between Racing Bulls, Aston Martin, Sauber and Haas for P6. Who do you think will take P6? So I'm going to have a look now. But there you go, chat. You can let me know. Who do you think is going to take P6 between Racing Bulls, Aston Martin, Sauber, Haas? Who do you think it's going to be? 24 points between Racing Bulls and Haas. I think... And not just because it was Pascal. I've got a good feeling for Sauber the rest of the season. It seems a lot to make up, doesn't it? But Racing Bulls are sort of a bit up and down. Hulkenberg and Bortoletto can score points for seed. I think the boring person in me says Racing Bulls will hang on in there. But the optimist in me says Sauber. I think it's a bit too much for Haas. It's probably too much for Sauber, to be fair. I don't think it'll be Aston Martin. I know they're only 3 points. Well, 3 points behind, maybe it could be. But Aston Martin needs Stroll to be up there as well. Who's more likely to have a double points finish out of Aston Martin and Sauber, for example? Probably Sauber. So I'll go Sauber just for you, Pascal, but I think Racing Bulls will probably hang on to it in the end, if I'm being really boring and honest. Alpine, they're going to surprise everybody. Don't forget, Brazil last year, double podium for Alpine. Esteban Ocon not a million miles away from winning that, actually, relatively speaking. So there you go. Remember when Aston Martin were meant to be title challengers, etc., etc., says Corner Wookie? Yeah, that was a claim, wasn't it? Sauber are moving in the right direction, I guess, is my point there. So, CPB wants to know for the American fans if the WWE is still popular in the US, or do you not care about it anymore or as much anymore? So there you go. That's one for you to answer later. But I am going to wrap it up there, because I think with it being a Sunday night, people want to get off now and go to bed and get ready for work or whatever tomorrow. So we will wrap it up there. Thank you so much for your support across the weekend, and thank you for, again, bearing with me through those technical issues earlier. Not a lot I could do about it, but we all worked out in the end and we were fine. So thank you very much for your company. Don't forget to drop a like before you go. And subscribe to the F1 Word and to the new channel, link in the description and pinned in the chat, so you don't miss any content coming up on both channels over the rest of this season. And just to let you know, there might be content on the new channel this coming week. If not, there will definitely be after Mexico. We'll see how we go, but I will be back here on the F1 Word on Thursday with the Mexico City Grand Prix preview. There you go. Oh, looking forward to Mexico. Always look forward to Mexico. But as ever, thank you for watching. I've been Sean. This has been the F1 Word. And until next time, goodbye.